let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. Come on. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat or the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know. But no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving them starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him cause he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects. Never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds, the skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would've thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verse, this dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots and stocks through the roof. I heard he f***ing with that stock.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
They call him Ryu, he's sick and he's spitting fire. And Mike got him out the dryer, he's hot. Found him in Fort Minor with top, but a f***ing nihilist porcupine. He's a the type women wanna be with, and rappers hope he gets 8 years in the making, patiently waiting to blow. Now the record with your notice taking over the globe. He's got a partner in crime, his is equally dope. You won't believe the kind of that comes out of this kid's throat. He's not your everyday on the block. He knows how to work with what he's got, making his way to the top. He often gets a comment on his name. People keep asking him, was it given that birth, or does it stand for an acronym? No, he's living proof. Let him rock in the booth. He'll get you buzzing quicker than a shot of vodka with juice. Him and his crew are known around as one of the best, dedicated to what they do and give 100%.
Forget Mike, nobody really knows how or why he works so hard, it seems.
At Farm Bureau, when we talk about protecting what matters most, we're not just talking about things with walls and things with wheels. We're talking about people, your family. Everything that's important to you is important to us. That's why our agents are ready to help protect your future and give you peace of mind today. Visit us online or just stop by to see how Farm Bureau agents make insurance simple.
Contact Jeff or Julie in Rapid City, South Dakota to see how they make insurance simple.
If you jump into a race and you haven't paid the entry fee,
if you just hop in and you don't have a bib number and you just run with it illegally,
it's called being abandoned.
The Charge Bandit is the first stability offering in our Run Long segment.
we have the armor vent and the 4-foot maximum breathability. We paired it with the Charge Ultimate Response adaptive cushioning. If you go to the medial side, you'll see a stability post here, and we've done stability kind of in our own way where we're more guiding the foot.
This shoe provides a light stability platform for the runner.
If you're a younger runner getting into running, you want a shoe that can do it all. You can train in, you can race in, it looks cool, has a lot of Under Armour attitude to it. That's the Bandit.
We call ourselves bandits. That's the Under Armour way, right? It's how we design product, it's how we live our life here at Under Armour.
Honda knows you expect a lot from your car. But we wanted to give you even more. So we gave the Civic, the best-selling car in its class, even more horsepower. More room than ever. And a stylish new exterior. Introducing the all-new Civic, the 2016 North American Car of the Year. Nothing compares to a Honda.
There's nothing more American than traveling around this great nation, enjoying the outdoors with your friends and family. Camping World is proud to have been here by your side for 50 years. With thousands of parts and accessories available, plus service at over 120 supercenters nationwide, plus an affordable RV for every budget. Camping World will proudly service you, the RV consumer, for another 50 years. Visit Camping World in Rapid City or shop campingworld.com today.
Cars, jobs, a whole new level of freedom. It's what being a teen is all about. But before they fly off, you want to be sure they have the know-how to succeed, which is why there's free green teen banking service, the safe way for teens to learn how to manage money while you monitor their account. Free debit card, mobile banking, and the best way for teens to begin their financial freedom. Free green teen banking, only from Security First Bank.
On your mark. Get set.
At Farm Bureau, when we talk about
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Todd's picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him cause he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, got a picture connects, never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote, his will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds, the skill of an artist.
This is 20% skill, 80% fear, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would've thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game.
Buying a home is a big decision. Choosing to work with a banker who'll help you through every step of the process.
This is Mark the Freedom Poet, and I want to tell you about two wonderful candidates for South Dakota legislature, Sean McPherson and Craig Eriks. I've known both of them for many years, and I trust them to be faithful champions of our precious Constitution. That includes how they defend our Bill of Rights. Faith, family, and freedom are very important to these men, and they cannot be bought or pressured to vote for anything that they think is harmful to individual freedom or our precious republic. Please vote June 7th in the Republican primary for Craig Eriks and Sean McPherson.
Paid for by Eriks for SD House and McPherson for House.
At Farm Bureau, when we talk about protecting what matters most, we're not just talking about things with walls and things with wheels. We're talking about people, your family. Everything that's important to you is important to us. That's why our agents are ready to help protect your future and give you peace of mind today. Visit us online or just stop by to see how Farm Bureau agents make insurance simple.
Contact Jeff or Julie in Rapid City, South Dakota to see how they make insurance simple.
Rapid City Medical Center honors tradition. Hi, I'm Jennifer Tricano, Chief Executive Officer. Owned by physicians, we love this community because it's our home. We coach Little League, are veterans of the armed forces, and send our kids to school with yours. 14 specialties in all, we've treated your family's healthcare needs since 1948. Like post-22 baseball, we set higher expectations for ourselves because that's what our legacy demands. Call 342-3280 for an appointment.
When a business opportunity comes knocking at your door, you need an experienced banker who's open to helping you make the most of it.
I work closely with my clients to identify and maximize business growth opportunities. I'm Dan Shear from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I'm here to provide the resources and experience you need to get deals done.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
If you're a younger runner getting into running, you want a shoe that can do it all. You can train in, you can race in, it looks cool, has a lot of Under Armour attitude to it. That's the Bandit.
We call ourselves bandits. That's the Under Armour way, right? It's how we design product. It's how we live our life here at Under Armour.
There's nothing more American than traveling around this great nation, enjoying the outdoors with your friends and family. Camping World is proud to have been here by your side for 50 years. With thousands of parts and accessories available, plus service at over 120 supercenters nationwide, plus an affordable RV for every budget. Camping World will proudly service you, the RV consumer, for another 50 years. Visit Camping World in Rapid City or shop campingworld.com today.
America, Taco John's has a question for you. When did it become bad to actually enjoy breakfast? You know what I mean. Look at what you're eating. A thimble of yogurt? A bowl of twigs? Protein powder, for crying out loud? At Taco John's, it's no crime to feel like you didn't just eat. You had breakfast. We still serve the original and the best breakfast burritos this side of heaven. Hot, bold, and full of greatness. Breakfast shouldn't be a punishment. A TJ's breakfast burrito is your reward for waking up. Taco John's. Unwrap the original.
When a banker takes a hands-on approach to understanding your business, then you know you can count on them to give you a hand in reaching your goals.
I think the best way to know our business customers is by being their customer. I'm Kevin Dietz from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I go beyond the paperwork to understand the resources you need to get ahead.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
Honda knows you expect a lot from your car. But we wanted to give you even more. So we gave the Civic, the best-selling car in its class, even more horsepower. More room than ever. And a stylish new exterior. Introducing the all-new Civic, the 2016 North American Car of the Year. Nothing compares to a Honda.
Where will you find Black Hills State University graduates? Everywhere, locally, nationally, and internationally. Black Hills State University is where community leaders are inspired, where future teachers are prepared, where global connections lead to business connections, and where underground research is changing the way we understand the universe. Visit bhsu.edu and enroll now at Black Hills State University, where you can earn your degree affordably and with campuses in Spearfish and Rapid City. Stay in the beautiful Black Hills. Where does your future begin? At Black Hills State University, where anything is possible.
Maintaining healthy eyes requires regular vision exams. Dr. Paula Sorensen at Envision Optical and Eye Care strives to provide quality vision solutions and exceptional customer service. She values the opportunity to build a lifelong friendly relationship with you and your family. Envision Optical and Eye Care on West Main, across from the guard camp.
Buying a home is a big decision. Choosing to work with a banker who will help you through every step of the process is an easy one.
I work hard to help homebuyers find the mortgage that fits their lifestyle and needs. I'm Megan Baum from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your mortgage lender, I'm here to make you feel at home.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1309178.
This is Mark the Freedom Poet, and I want to tell you about two wonderful candidates for South Dakota legislature, Sean McPherson and Craig Eriks. I've known both of them for many years, and I trust them to be faithful champions of our precious Constitution. That includes how they defend our Bill of Rights. Faith, family, and freedom are very important to these men, and they cannot be bought or pressured to vote for anything that they think is harmful to individual freedom or our precious republic. Please vote June 7th in the Republican primary for Craig Eriks and Sean McPherson.
Paid for by Eriks for SD House and McPherson for House.
At Farm Bureau, when we talk about protecting what matters most, we're not just talking about things with walls and things with wheels. We're talking about people, your family. Everything that's important to you is important to us. That's why our agents are ready to help protect your future and give you peace of mind today. Visit us online or just stop by to see how Farm Bureau agents make insurance simple.
Contact Jeff or Julie in Rapid City, South Dakota to see how they make insurance simple.
Rapid City Medical Center honors tradition. Hi, I'm Jennifer Tricano, Chief Executive Officer. Owned by physicians, we love this community because it's our home. We coach Little League, are veterans of the armed forces, and send our kids to school with yours. 14 specialties in all, we've treated your family's healthcare needs since 1948. Like post-22 baseball, we set higher expectations for ourselves because that's what our legacy demands. Call 342-3280 for an appointment.
When a business opportunity comes knocking at your door, you need an experienced banker who's open to helping you make the most of it.
I work closely with my clients to identify and maximize business growth opportunities. I'm Dan Shear from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I'm here to provide the resources and experience you need to get deals done.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
Well, the baseball fun continues for this weekend slate here at the annual Veterans Classic here at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium in Rapid City, South Dakota. We thank you so much for continuing to follow along with your Post 22 Hardhats. They gear up for Game 2. They'll take on the Helena Senators from Montana. This is Mark Benetti, the voice of the Post 22 Hardhats, alongside you in the broadcast booth. Once again flying solo, seeing as how my normal broadcasting partner in crime, Teddy Leipold, is not currently with us. He is out of the state, attending to the wedding of one of his best friends as the best man. So we hope that he enjoys the rest of his weekend, and we will most likely see him either Saturday night or Sunday night again. Well, the Post 22 Hardhats come into Game 2 with an 0-1 record in this tournament. As unfortunate as it is, they fell to the Sioux Falls East Post 15 earlier today. 11:30 a.m. was the game time, and they lost 8-6 after 7 innings of regulation. So it was unfortunate to see, with 4 errors on the scoreboard for the Hardhats, that things didn't work out defensively in the field. But hopefully that will change as they take on the Senators of Helena, Montana. Hardhats are going to throw Riley McSherry out on the mound tonight, and in a few moments you'll hear from what his impact has been both on and off the mound from Coach Mitch Messer in our pregame conversation. So we'll take a quick recess, and we will direct you to that conversation in just a few moments, and then after that's done, we'll walk you through the moments leading up to first pitch as the Hardhats play in Game 2 of the Veterans Classic against the Helena Senators from Montana. We'll be right back, folks, here on the official web stream of your Post 22 Hardhats here on post22live.com.
You're a younger runner getting into running, you want a shoe that can do it all. You can train in, you can race in, it looks cool, has a lot of Under Armour attitude to it. That's the Bandit.
We call ourselves Bandits. That's the Under Armour way, right? It's how we design product. It's how we live our life here at Under Armour.
There's nothing more American than traveling around this great nation, enjoying the outdoors with your friends and family. Camping World is proud to have been here by your side.
Welcome back inside Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mark Benetti alongside you in the broadcast booth, bringing you your pregame coverage for Game 2 of the first day of the Veterans Classic Tournament. Post 22 Hardhats take on the Helena Senators from Montana. Joining us, as always, for our pregame show is the head coach and the general manager of the Post 22 Hardhats, Mitch Messer. And Coach, always great to have you with us. Unfortunate loss to start off the tournament today, 8-6 to Sioux Falls East. It looked like a back-and-forth game and neck all the way until the 7th inning. From start to finish, what did you notice in the 7 innings you played?
It was really a game of we were beat before we even threw the first pitch. We didn't come ready to play, and it's unfortunate you get that at this level, but you do. And baseball's a game where you get what you put into it, and that's exactly what we got today.
You always preach focus and preparation. As a coaching staff, what do you, Jason and Pete, do to try and foster focus and preparation with this group? Is there anything specific you do with the team?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more that goes on up here before the game than I think a lot of people. We're meeting with pitcher-catcher combinations. Anybody who's in relief that night, we're having meetings before the game. We're talking about how we're going to approach the hitters that day. Hitters have their individual routines that they go through. We spend some time walking around talking with the hitters and everyone really before the game just to make sure everybody's mentally correct. So, we did the same things as today that we've done every other day. It's just, when the first pitch is thrown, you got to be ready to go, and we weren't ready to do that. We were back on our heels. We reacted to everything that happened to us rather than anticipating and making things happen.
Unfortunately, 4 errors on the scoreboard against the Hardhats fielders, and all 4 of those gentlemen that reached on the errors came around to score 4 of the 8 Sioux Falls East runs. When it comes to the errors, is that part of the lack of focus, or is it a little bit more than that?
Yeah, it's lack of focus. It's the inability for our young players to handle adversity. You see that a lot, regardless of the sport. With young athletes, really, that's what separates you, especially in baseball. You're going to have adversity and you're going to fail. But how do you handle that, and where do you go from there? And we didn't handle that very well today. So we'll use it as a learning moment and move on.
So you look to Helena tonight, and this is Game 2 of the Veterans Classic. It's an annual tournament that you put on here in Rapid City. You look at the field of teams, 8 teams from 5 different states. What do you have to say about the talent pool that's in this tournament this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, all the teams here are going to be they're going to be good. The team that we have tonight in Helena, this is a team that can hit. This is a good Montana team, and that's one thing about Montana teams that you can always count on. They're going to hit the ball. So we're going to need to pitch well, and you talked about defense. We're going to have to when they give us an out, we're going to have to take it.
You have Riley McSherry on the mound tonight. He's always been spectacular on the mound. He knows how to throw strikes. He has exorbitantly more strikeouts than he does walks. But this last weekend, he's been doing a lot of damage with his bat. When you've inserted him into the offensive lineup, 2 extra base hits from the last weekend. What can you talk to us about Riley's been doing with this swing and how he's becoming a factor offensively?
Yeah, I think for Riley, it's just a matter of getting comfortable playing the field every day. Last year he sparingly played the field. We're asking him to take on a new role and play in second base every day. So it's new for him, and he's starting to settle into that position a little bit. It's new for the team too. Look, we have some new. We lose a couple guys from our lineup, and guys are starting to. They're trying to figure out where do I fit in now. And Riley's one of those guys where I think the more innings he gets, the more he's going to settle in.
Last question for you here, Coach. So trying to get that first loss of the tournament out of your mind, what do you look forward to tonight against this Helena club?
I just want to see some intensity on every pitch. I want to see us plugged in a little bit more. There was zero intensity. We were really flat. We're gonna have to be plugged in on every pitch here.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time, Coach. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
That'll do it for Coach Messer, folks. When we come back, I'll walk you through the moments leading up to first pitch for Game 2 of the Veterans Classic Tournament between the Helena Senators from Montana and your Post 22 Hardhats. Stick around. You're listening to the official web stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on Post22Live.com.
Side for 50 years, with thousands of parts and accessories available, plus service at over 120 supercenters nationwide, plus an affordable RV for every budget. Camping World will proudly service you, the RV consumer, for another 50 years. Visit Camping World in Rapid City or shop campingworld.com today.
America, Taco John's has a question for you. When did it become bad to actually enjoy breakfast? You know what I mean. Look at what you're eating. A thimble of yogurt? A bowl of twigs? Protein powder, for crying out loud? At Taco John's, it's no crime to feel like you didn't just eat. You had breakfast. We still serve the original and the best breakfast burritos this side of heaven. Hot, bold, and full of greatness. Breakfast shouldn't be a punishment. A TJ's breakfast burrito is your reward for waking up. Taco John's. Unwrap the original.
When a banker takes a hands-on approach to understanding your business, then you know you can count on them to give you a hand in reaching your goals.
I think the best way to know our business customers is by being their customer. I'm Kevin Dietz from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I go beyond the paperwork to understand the resources you need to get ahead.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
Honda knows you expect a lot from your car. But we wanted to give you even more. So we gave the Civic, the best-selling car in its class, even more horsepower. More room than ever. And a stylish new exterior. Introducing the all-new Civic, the 2016 North American Car of the Year. Nothing compares to a Honda.
Where will you find Black Hills State University graduates? Everywhere, locally, nationally, and internationally. Black Hills State University is where community leaders are inspired, where future teachers are prepared, where global connections lead to business connections, and where underground research is changing the way we understand the universe. Visit bhsu.edu and enroll now at Black Hills State University, where you can earn your degree affordably and with campuses in Spearfish and Rapid City. Stay in the beautiful Black Hills. Where does your future begin? At Black Hills State University, where anything is possible.
Maintaining healthy eyes requires regular vision exams. Dr. Paula Sorensen at Envision Optical and Eye Care strives to provide quality vision solutions and exceptional customer service. She values the opportunity to build a lifelong friendly relationship with you and your family. Envision Optical and Eye Care on West Main, across from the guard camp.
Buying a home is a big decision. Choosing to work with a banker who will help you through every step of the process is an easy one.
I work hard to help homebuyers find the mortgage that fits their lifestyle and needs. I'm Megan Baum from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your mortgage lender, I'm here to make you feel at home.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1309178.
This is Mark the Freedom Poet, and I want to tell you about two wonderful candidates for South Dakota legislature, Sean McPherson and Craig Eriks. I've known both of them for many years, and I trust them to be faithful champions of our precious Constitution. That includes how they defend our Bill of Rights. Faith, family, and freedom are very important to these men, and they cannot be bought or pressured to vote for anything that they think is harmful to individual freedom or our precious republic. Please vote June 7th in the Republican primary for Craig Eriks and Sean McPherson.
Paid for by Eriks for SD House and McPherson for House.
At Farm Bureau, when we talk about protecting what matters most, we're not just talking about things with walls and things with wheels. We're talking about people, your family. Everything that's important to you is important to us. That's why our agents are ready to help protect your future and give you peace of mind today. Visit us online or just stop by to see how Farm Bureau agents make insurance simple.
Contact Jeff or Julie in Rapid City, South Dakota to see how they make insurance simple.
Rapid City Medical Center honors tradition. Hi, I'm Jennifer Tricano, Chief Executive Officer. Owned by physicians, we love this community because it's our home. We coach Little League, are veterans of the armed forces, and send our kids to school with yours. 14 specialties in all, we've treated your family's healthcare needs since 1948. Like post-22 baseball, we set higher expectations for ourselves because that's what our legacy demands. Call 342-3280 for an appointment.
When a business opportunity comes knocking at your door, you need an experienced banker who's open to helping you make the most of it.
I work closely with my clients to identify and maximize business growth opportunities. I'm Dan Shear from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I'm here to provide the resources and experience you need to get deals done.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. Come on. This is 10%.
Well, it looks like we're all ready to start introducing the starting lineups for tonight's second game that the Hardhats are playing today between themselves and the Helena Senators from Montana. This is Mark Benetti alongside you in the broadcast booth, now bringing you the starting lineups for either side. Helena will be batting in the top halves of the 7 innings of regulation we are about to see. Leading off is number 16, Ryan Arntzen. He is out patrolling right field. Batting second is number 18, Eamon Byrne. He is out in center field. Batting third is number 1, Colin Sassano, with the best batting average on this squad. He's playing at second base, and in the cleanup spot is number 2, Keenan Steef. He's at the shortstop position. Batting fifth is number 20, Henry Bowers. He's the designated hitter for Helena tonight. Batting sixth is number 6, Peyton Pappas, the first baseman. Batting seventh is number 8, Jackson Tennis. He is playing in the hot corner at third defensively. Batting eighth is number 5, Carter Pappas. He is the backstopper for the starting pitcher tonight. And rounding out the batting order is number 3, Danny Burton. He is out in left field. Tonight, Colby Griffin takes to the mound for the Helena Senators, and he comes in with a 2-2 record under his belt, a 5.46 ERA, and one of the big glaring statistics here, an opposing batting average of .315. So the Hardhats need to utilize that. Colby Griffin again on the mound starting for the Helena Senators. He will go up against the offensive lineup for the Hardhats as follows. Leading off is the shortstop, number 22, Cooper Bowman. Batting second is number 12, Drake Messenger. He is out in left field. Batting third is the heavy bat of Zach Solano, 13 on his back. Center field, his defensive position. In the cleanup spot, it's the reigning South Dakota American Legion Player of the Year, Matt Vickers. He's stationed out at first base. Batting fifth is number 23, Eric Petrie. Today he will be the designated hitter for the Hardhats in this contest. Batting sixth is number 21, Timmy Paris. He is back. Riley McSherry, the Hardhats starting pitcher tonight. Batting seventh is number 30, Alex Weaver. He will go out and patrol right field. Batting eighth is number 15, Carter Deming. He is out second base. And rounding out the batting order in the hot corner at third is number 14, Justin Kramer. Riley McSherry takes to the mound for the Hardhats in this start. And pitching .9. National anthem has been performed. We'll be all set for first. Senators from Montana and your Post 22 Hardhats. Stick around. You're listening to the official web stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball on post22live.com.
If you're a younger runner getting into running, you want a shoe that can do it all. You can train in, you can race in, it looks cool, has a lot of Under Armour attitude to it. That's the Bandit.
We call ourselves Bandits. That's the Under Armour way, right? It's how we design product. It's how we live our life here at Under Armour.
There's nothing more American than traveling around this great nation, enjoying the outdoors with your friends and family. Camping World is proud to have been here by your side for 50 years. With thousands of parts and accessories available, plus service at over 120 supercenters nationwide, plus an affordable RV for every budget. Camping World will proudly service you, the RV consumer, for another 50 years. Visit Camping World in Rapid City or shop campingworld.com today.
America, Taco John's has a question for you. When did it become bad to actually enjoy breakfast? You know what I mean. Look at what you're eating. A thimble of yogurt? A bowl of twigs? Protein powder, for crying out loud? At Taco John's, it's no crime to feel like you didn't just eat. You had breakfast. We still serve the original and the best breakfast burritos this side of heaven. Hot, bold, and full of greatness. Breakfast shouldn't be a punishment. A TJ's breakfast burrito is your reward for waking up. Taco John's. Unwrap the original.
When a banker takes a hands-on approach to understanding your business, then you know you can count on them to give you a hand in reaching your goals.
I think the best way to know our business customers is by being their customer. I'm Kevin Dietz from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I go beyond the paperwork to understand the resources you need to get ahead.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
We are back live inside the Fitz, the colloquial nickname for Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium here in Rapid City, South Dakota. For the Post 22 Hardhats, it is Game 2 of the Veterans Classic Tournament that they host annually. For the Helena Senators from Montana, it is Game 1. Once again, we thank you so much for tuning in for Game 2 of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball today. This is Mark Benetti, the voice of the Post 22 Hardhats, alongside you now in the broadcast booth, ready to bring you the top half of the first inning to get our game started. The Post 22 Hardhats have taken their respective defensive positions, and they are led by Riley McSherry on the mound and his pristine 2-0 record and .977 ERA. McSherry's going to go against Ryan Arntzen, the right fielder, Eamon Byrne, the center fielder, and Colin Sassano, the second baseman, as the top three batters due up in the order for the Helena Senators. The defensive alignment that the Senators will go against, again, are McSherry and that pristine 2-0 record on the mound with his catcher and battery mate Timmy Paris behind home plate. At first, the reigning South Dakota American Legion Player of the Year, Matt Vickers. At second is Carter Deming. At shortstop is Cooper Bowman. And in the hot corner, Ryan Arntzen. He's playing defensively right field. Into this game, they a 433 batting, a 403 batting average. 433 on base percentage. And the first pitch from Riley McSherry, zone 4-1. So Arntzen, Byrne, and Sassano. Riley, a fireballing right-handed pitcher. The lowest ERA on the team. Next rides a bit inside. And Riley McSherry, only his second season. He's come out in the bullpen. If anybody can throw strikes on this team, it's Riley McSherry. 29 strikeouts to 4 walks. His 29 strikeouts are only bested by Cody Carlson, who has 39. A 3-0 is in there for strike one on a fastball over the heart of home plate. So now 3 balls and a strike to count to Arntzen. So now quickly, McSherry back to his windup. 3-1. Hardhats wearing their navy blue tops with their white pants. Helena's wearing all white. McSherry from the stretch. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And now McSherry's ahead in this count. A ball and 2 strikes now to Eamon Byrne. On first with that leadoff walk is Ryan Arntzen. Not too terribly far off the bag with his lead. 1-2 from McSherry. Caught him looking, strike 3. Low and outside corner. And Eamon Byrne is rung up. First strikeout of the day for Riley McSherry. 1 down defensively for the Hardhats. Still with that man and Ryan Arntzen on first. And that's going to bring up Colin Sassano, the second baseman. And he comes in statistically with one of the best batting averages on this club at 338. He has the most registered at-bats by far of anybody on this club with 80 to his name. He has yet to see a pitch from Riley McSherry, who now looks to Timmy Paris for his sign. Still on first with a very short lead is Ryan Arntzen. McSherry from the stretch gives a quick peek to first, deals his first pitch, and it is half swung to short. Bowman gets the stop, bobbles it, throw to second, not in time. Unfortunate turn of events there by Cooper Bowman. Must have lost that on the lip of the grass. And so now there are 2 men on the base path. Arntzen advances to second. Sassano is on first. That's going to bring up Keenan Steep, and that will be an E6 charge to Cooper Bowman. So 5 errors for the Hardhats in a game and a half an inning played today. Really need to clean up the defensive mistakes. First pitch now from McSherry to Keenan Steep. Misses low and away for ball 1. Not only the blemishes in the field that add base runners, but it puts so much more pressure on the pitcher. And McSherry, he is as composed as they come on the mound for the Hardhats. But that's you're starting to put a lot on his plate when the errors start just misses the inside part of the plate. 2 balls and a strike now the count. Sherry tried placing that breaking ball the inside. I guess our umpires, who we normally refer to as blues, are wearing red today. I guess the home plate umpire didn't agree with the placement of that ball. 2 balls and a strike now to Steve. Next pitch swung on and missed up high, strike 2. And now the count evens to 2 balls and 2 strikes. McSherry already has 1 K in the scorebook. It would be incredibly critical to get this second one at the plate. Double play ball is in effect to end the inning, but McSherry can definitely take care of business out there. Now with 30 strikeouts on the year, he's looking for 31. Checks both runners at first and second. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 2 for Riley McSherry in this start. 2 men on the base path, however, 2 down now for the Helena Senators. And that's going to bring up Henry Bowers, the designated hitter. Henry Bowers batting .440 coming into this at bat. Designated hitter batting in the 5 hole in this order. Here comes his first pitch. Swung on and popped up high to right field. Ball is traveling into foul territory and it will land in the Helena bullpen. No balls and a strike to start a count here to Henry Bowers. 440 batting average. He has the highest batting average on the squad by roughly 40 points. Next closest, I believe, is 403, and that belongs to the leadoff hitter, Ryan Arnson. Arnson's on second. Colin Sassano's on first. 2 men on, 2 out. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on and lined over the head of Carter Deming and into right field. That's a base hit. Weaver comes into charge, and he fields it. And that is going to score a run. So it's a 2-out RBI single for Henry Bowers. He scores Ryan Arnson all the way from second. And Helena strikes first in this game. 1-0's their lead with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. So now Peyton Pappas comes on. Still the same scenario for him. He has men on first and second with 2 outs. First hit of the game for the Helena Senators. Let's see if McSherry can try and get out of this jam here. Already 1 more run allowed on the board. McSherry's first pitch is in there for strike 1. Peyton Pappas bats lefty. He plays first base for the Helena Senators. He's batting .340 coming into this at-bat in the 6th hole in the lineup. 2 men on, first and second. 2 outs here top of the first. Helena has an early 1-0 lead here on the Post 22 Hardhats. Riley McSherry takes a while getting that sign from Timmy Paris. Gives both runners a look. 0-1, misses low, and it skips away from Paris. Paris charges the ball as it travels up the third base line, and everybody's going to advance 90 feet. So now 2 men in scoring position here for Pappas, who now has a 1-1 count to it. But 1 swing, he could do even more damage. Knock in 2 more runs at the minimum, given the speed Helena has in the base path. Here is the 1-1. That rides high and inside to the lefty, and the count now goes to 2 balls and a strike. First lefty in the lineup in this game that Riley McSherry, the right-handed pitcher, has faced. Should Pappas not be the last out, Jackson Tennis is on deck. Jackson Tennis is the nephew of head coach Dave Tennis. Here comes 2-1. That goes off the glove of Paris, and it goes all the way to the backstop, so another run is going to score. In from third is Colin Sassano. Advancing to third is Henry Bowers, and now Helena has a 2-0 lead. And now 3-1 is the count to Peyton Pappas. So a passed ball. It's Colin Sassano home. Here comes McSherry with the 3-1. And that is good enough for ball 4. Not to the liking of the umpire, so Pappas takes a free pass to first. Second walk of the inning from Riley McSherry. Now there are men on the corners, and that will bring up Jackson Tennis, the third baseman. Tennis batting in the 7 hole, bats .317. Tennis has struck out at the plate 4 times. Checked out to first, not there in time. So Vickers will throw the ball back to Riley McSherry, trying to keep Pappas as close to first Pappas taking a decent lead off the first. He's 90 feet to the right of home plate. 90 feet to the left is Henry Bowers. Men on the corners, 2 out. First pitch to Tennis catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Sherry goes with that slider to the outside part. 0-1 the starting count. Should Jackson Tennis safely make it to the base path, Carter Pappas is on deck. Sherry from the stretch, here's the 0-1. That catches the exact same part of the plate the last pitch did. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Sherry's already rung up 2 in this inning. He rung up a third. That would be 3 Ks in the scorebook within 1 inning of work, and it would end top half of the first inning. Check down to first. They catch the man right in the middle. Now Vickers checks over to third, and they got him at third. What a smart play by Matt Vickers. Got the throw to Justin Kramer, and that gets Henry Bowers out at third base. 1-3-5. So Jackson Tennis is going to lead off the top half of the second when we get back there. But that will do it for the top half of the first. For the Helena Senators, it's 2 runs on a hit, 1 defensive error for the Hardhats, 1 man left on the base path. And at the end of a half an inning of play, Helena takes an early 2-0 lead. Your Post 22 Hardhats come to the sticks for the first time in the ballgame. Cooper Bowman, Drake Messenger, and Zach Solano are set to lead off the Hardhats on the offensive side of things, and we'll be back with that and more here on the official web stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on Post22Live.com.
Honda knows you expect a lot from your car. But we wanted to give you even more. So we gave the Civic, the best-selling car in its class, even more horsepower. More room than ever. And a stylish new exterior. Introducing the all-new Civic, the 2016 North American Car of the Year. Nothing compares to a Honda.
Where will you find...
All set now for the transition from defense to offense. Post 22 Hardhats will take to the batter's box for the first time in this game. Cooper Bowman once again set to lead us off, followed by Drake Messenger and Zach Solano, rounding the 3 gentlemen due up here in the bottom half of the first. The Hardhats batting order will go up against Kobe Griffin, who comes in with a 2-2 record and a 5.46 ERA. The defensive alignment around him is as follows. It's Griffin on the mound, followed by Carter Pappas behind home plate. At first base is Peyton Pappas. At second base is Colin Sassano. At shortstop is Keenan Steve. And in the hot corner at third is Jackson Tennis. Left to right in the outfield, Danny Burton, Eamon Byrne, and Ryan Arnson. So Cooper Bowman set to lead things off here for the Post 22 Hardhats. Comes into this game with a .284 batting average. Unfortunately, last game did not see much success. Outside of 1 walk, he went 0 for 4, striking out once. Here comes his first pitch. That is low and away for ball 1. From Kobe Griffin. The Hardhats need to take advantage of that very high ERA that Griffin has, 5.46. Here comes the 1-0 to Bowman. That rides a little too far inside, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Only 2 pitches thrown from this gentleman and Griffin on the mound, but not only does he work really fast, he's got a lot of zip on his fastball. 2-0 catches the zone there for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to count. Griffin slows down his pace this time. Long windup. Here's the 2-1. That's low and away and skips by Pappas, the catcher. 3 balls and a strike now, the count to Cooper Bowman. Bowman's 1 pitch away from a free pass to first. And for him, that would be his 10th walk of the season, should that be the case. Griffin to the windup, 3-1. Swung on and hit right up the middle. It goes over his glove and into center field for a base hit. So Cooper Bowman takes a 3-1 pitch at a hitter's count and turns it into a leadoff single. So the leadoff man is on first base for the Hardhats, and that's going to bring up Drake Messenger. Messenger came in to pinch hit for Eric Petrie after he had left the game, possibly with a re-injury of the upper body region. And he singled and came around to score in the bottom of the 7th, trying to give the Hardhats a chance to come back and walk off against Sioux Falls East. However, they would lose 8-6. Next pitch to Messenger, swung on and hit to short. Stop is made on the play, and we're not going to get a throw out of it. So a nice stop by Keenan Steve at shortstop. But it was a very well-hit ball. So Messenger is on with an infield single. Cooper Bowman now advances to scoring position at second base. First 2 men in the order now have hits. They are on the base path, and that's going to bring up Zach Solano, who ended his 6-game hitless streak with a 3-for-4 performance with 2 runs scored, 2 singles, and a double. He also did strike out looking. But I think it's safe to say that Zach Solano is back to heating up for this Hardhats club. First pitch he sees, he shows bunt, and he lays it down. Griffin fields it off the mound. Throw to first is in time. What a selfless play from Zach Solano, the sacrifice bunt. Advances both Cooper Bowman to third and Drake Messenger to second. 2 men in scoring position, and that will bring up statistically the best hitter on this Hardhats team. And Matt Vickers, the reigning South Dakota American Legion Player of the Year with a .481 batting average. He has more extra base hits than he does singles. 20 extra base hits to 18 singles. And the first pitch that he sees catches the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Vickers is the only lefty that the right-handed throwing Kobe Griffin will see in this lineup. 2 men in scoring position for Vickers, and he turns on his next pitch, but he chops it foul, and that will bring his count to no balls and 2 strikes. Vickers, with the big moment of leadership prior to this game, issued a players-only meeting following the 8-6 loss to Sioux Falls East. What was said in that room is meant to stay in that room, but coming from Matt with all the leadership in the world under his belt, I'm sure it was very profound. The next pitch that Vickers sees goes high and away for ball 1. Ball and 2 strikes now the count to the reigning South Dakota American Legion Player of the Year. Men on second and third, 1 out here in the bottom of the first, and his next pitch sails way outside, and the count evens to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Following Vickers in the lineup is Eric Petrie, and tonight he will be playing the role of the designated hitter. Patiently waiting in the on-deck circle. 2-2 to Vickers. Swung on and hit foul. That's chopped first base side towards the meshing of the Helena dugout. And the count will remain even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Second and third for Vickers. 1 out. Looking to tie this game up. 2-2, low and away, and that will push the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Vickers is 1 pitch away from taking a free pass to first and loading the bases up for the heavy bat of Eric Petrie. Second in batting average only to Vickers. Payoff pitch, swung on and weakly chopped first base side. Stop is made on the play by Pappas, and he tags first base in time before Vickers does. However, it is an RBI, 3 unassisted ground out for Vickers, as he scores Cooper Bowman from third. So with now 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, the Hardhats have half the deficit. They are down 2-1. Drake Messenger advanced to third in the shuffle, so now Eric Petrie comes up with 2 outs and a man 90 feet away from tying this game up. Petrie, again, second to Vickers in batting average. He comes into this at-bat with a .464 average. First pitch buzzes the tower high and inside, and that's good enough for ball 1. So the 3 unassisted RBI ground out from Matt Vickers puts the Hardhats on the board. Here comes the 1-0. That rides way too far inside. Almost clipped Petrie's hands. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Should Petrie safely get on the base path, Timmy Paris is on deck. 2 balls, no strikes to Petrie. Man on third, 2 outs. Next pitch, misses low and away for ball 3. And now 3 balls and no strikes to count. 1 pitch away from putting men on the corners here for Timmy Paris, who has gone a yard twice this season already, both times multi-hit home runs. 3-0 is in there for a strike. So now the count goes to 3-1 for Eric Petrie. Petrie has 21 RBI on the season. He gets a base hit. That'll go to 22. 3-1. That's low for ball 4. That was quite a borderline pitch. He may have gotten away with one there. But you won't hear any Hardhat fans complaining. That now puts men on the corners, and that's going to bring up Timmy Paris. Another red-hot bat. He's batting .377 coming into this at-bat. And for himself, he has 19 RBI on the season. So a base hit would push that count up to 20, and it would tie this game at 2. Right now, Helena has a 2-1 lead. Men on the corners for Timmy Paris and 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning. Colby Griffin's first pitch to Paris is in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike to count to the Hardhats backstopper. Backstopping for Riley McSherry today, who already has 2 strikeouts to 2 walks in this start. Colby Griffin yet to ring anybody out at the plate. Here's the 0-1. And that breaking ball breaks back over the heart of the plate. And that's good enough for strike 2. Good curveball there from Colby Griffin on the mound. froze Paris in the batter's box. So no balls and 2 strikes now the count to Paris. Shorten that swing up and defend. Men on the corners, 2 outs. Here's the 0-2. And that misses outside. Ball and 2 strikes to count. Should Paris safely get on the base path, Alex Weaver is on deck. He was going to pinch hit in the last game, but ended up being substituted for Riley McSherry instead. .235 batting average under Weaver's belt. Here's the 1-2. That's high and outside. And the count evens to 2 balls and 2 strikes. On third, 90 feet away from scoring is Drake Messenger. On first, 90 feet up the first station of the base path is Eric Petrie. Single got Messenger to where he is. A walk got Petrie to where he is on the base path. 2-2 the count to Paris. Colby Griffin likes to sign and he deals. Caught him looking. Strike 3 on the outside corner. So Colby Griffin gets strikeout number 1 in this start. And that ends the bottom half of the first inning. So for the Hardhats, it's 1 run on 2 hits. No Helena Senator errors. 2 men left on the base path, one of which was 90 feet away from tying the ballgame up. And at the end of 1 full inning, 2-1 is the Senators' lead. We'll be right back with the top half of the second. Riley McSherry will face 7, 8, and 9. Jackson Tennis was originally batting at the end of the top half of the first, but a base running gaff will allow him to bat again. So it's Tennis, followed by Carter Pappas and Danny Burton. We'll be right back here on the official web stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on Post22Live.com.
Find Black Hills State University graduates everywhere, locally, nationally, and internationally. Black Hills State University is where community leaders are inspired, where future teachers are prepared, where global connections lead to business connections, and where underground research is changing the way we understand the universe. Visit bhsu.edu and enroll now at Black Hills State University, where you can earn your degree affordably and with campuses in Spearfish and Rapid City. Stay in the beautiful Black Hills. Where does your future begin? At Black Hills State University, where anything is possible.
Maintaining.
All set now for the top half of the second inning as the Post 22 Hardhats retake their respective defensive positions. One full inning in the books. We have to get our plurality correctly here. Statistically across the board for both sides, for the Helena Senators from Montana, it's 2 runs on a hit with no errors in the field. For the Post 22 Hardhats, it's 1 run on 2 hits, 1 blemish defensively, and that error, of course, was charged to Cooper Bowman at the shortstop position. So Jackson Tennis back out to start off the top half of the second. First pitch he sees from Riley McSherry is in there over the heart of the plate for strike 1. No balls and a strike to count here to Jackson Tennis. Tennis, again, the nephew of head coach Dave Tennis, comes into this at-bat with a .317 batting average. He had an 0-2 count men on the corners last time he was up, and the next pitch he rips into center field for a base hit. So Jackson Tennis leads off this inning with the leadoff single. Leadoff man is on the base path on first base, and that's going to bring up Carter Pappas, the catcher. I would assume there is some relation to Peyton Pappas playing first base. Carter Pappas, a .186 batting average. So let's see what he brings to the table against Riley McSherry. He shows bunt, can't get the bunt down. Throw to first, they didn't get him in time. Matt Vickers a little too late with the tag, but he did have him by a foot. If that tag goes down any sooner, the lead runner is thrown out at first. Ball 1 Delta Tennis as he tried to square for the bunt and it was outside the zone. He didn't cross the plane of the plate. Now Kramer is privy to that at third. He is on the lip of the grass, ready to crash. Check down to first is not there in time, so they're trying to keep Tennis as close to first base as possible. It was a great pickoff by Riley McSherry. Had that tag been applied any earlier, Jackson Tennis is no longer at first base. 1-0 the count to Carter Pappas, who's currently on with Tennis at first, and another check down's not there in time. McSherry really trying to send a message to Tennis, say, hey, you stay as close to first as possible. That's all I'm going to give you. 1 ball, no strikes to count. And the next pitch is fouled, and that goes over our press box. Pappas swinging away on that one. And the count goes to a ball and a strike. Carter Pappas, that is. Peyton Pappas was 2 batters earlier in the lineup. There are 2 Pappas on this team. I'm sure that that is the plural form of Pappas. Carter and Peyton, and you'd have to assume that they're brothers or family of some kind. Ball and a strike to count here to Carter Pappas. Man on first, nobody out. Next pitch, over the heart of the plate for strike 2. And the count now goes to a ball and 2 strikes to Carter Pappas. Danny Burton, the left fielder, is on deck, and he rounds out the 3 gentlemen due up for the Helena Senators. Senators have a 2-1 lead. Hardhats looking to keep it that way on defense. Here comes the 1-2. Just missed up high. And the count goes even out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Awfully close pitch there from McSherry. But he's going to have to throw another one if he wants his 3rd K in the scorebook. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. He checks the man at first. And he deals the 2-2. Swung on and hit high in the air. And that's going foul and out of play into the grandstand. So the count will hold at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Danny Burton is on deck. Nobody out here in the top half of the 2nd inning. Helena has a 2-1 lead. Jackson Tennis is on first. He's the only man on the base path. McSherry from the stretch. Takes a look at Tennis. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and weakly hit to 3rd. Kramer gets the stop. 5, 4, 3, double play! What an unbelievable display of defense from the Hardhat infield. Kramer to Deming to Vickers. 5-4-3 in the scorebook. 2 down now for the Senators, and that's going to bring up Danny Burton. Incredible double play ball from the Hardhat infield. So now Burton, another left-handed hitter himself, comes up. And the first pitch he sees is low and inside for ball 1. Danny Burton comes into this at-bat, batting 189. We're going to try and get something started here for the Senators with 2 outs now in the top of the 2nd. His next pitch is swung on and hit high in the air to shallow left. Messenger's underneath it, and he makes the catch, and that's going to do it. Well, it is a 1-2-3 inning for the Hardhats. No runs a hit, no errors, nobody left on the base path. And at the end of an inning and a half, the score remains the same, 2-1 in favor of the Senators from Helena, Montana. Quick recess, folks. We'll be right back with the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Due up for the Hardhats, 7, 8, 9. Alex Weaver, Carter Deming, and Justin Kramer. We'll be right back, folks, here on the official web stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball, here on Post22Live.com.
Healthy eyes requires regular vision exams. Dr. Paula Sorensen at Envision Optical and Eye Care strives to provide quality vision solutions and exceptional customer service. She values the opportunity to build a lifelong friendly relationship with you and your family. Envision Optical and Eye Care on West Main, across from the guard camp.
Buying a home is a big decision. Choosing to work with a banker who will help you through every step of the process is an easy one.
I work hard to help homebuyers find the mortgage that fits their lifestyle and needs. I'm Megan Baum from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your mortgage lender, I'm here to make you feel at home.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 1309178.
This is Mark.
Back to the sticks the Hardhats go now with 7, 8, 9 due up in the order. Alex Weaver leads off, followed by Carter Deming and Justin Kramer as the Hardhats try to even this game up. They currently trail 2-1. Kobe Griffin still on the mound for the Senators, and the first pitch that he deals to Weaver is low and away for ball 1. Alex Weaver comes into this at-bat with a .235 batting average, and in this 2nd game, he's patrolling right field. 1-0 is swung on and hit into right center field. Ball has some distance on it, and it is going to drop and go all the way to the warning track. Weaver turns on his afterburners. He is rounding 2nd. He is going for 3, and the throw to 3rd is not in time, and it skips to the wall. Alex Weaver with a lead-off triple gets things started for the Hardhats, and he is now 90 feet away from tying this game up with Carter Deming now coming to the plate. If Teddy was here, the first thing out of his mouth would be what a great piece of hitting that was by Weaver. Took that first pitch that he saw and hit it opposite field into right center. Ball had a great exit velocity on it. So now Carter Deming, the second baseman's up, and he swings and misses at his first pitch. 0-1 his starting count. Carter Deming in the last game against Sioux Falls East went 1 for 3 with a single, was stranded all the way at 3rd. He comes into this at-bat with a .333 batting average, 3 hits and 9 registered at-bats. He hasn't batted often, but when he's batted, he's made a difference. He swings at his next pitch and misses. So now his count goes to 0 balls and 2 strikes. Another credit of Deming is that he's walked 3 times already. So 6 times out of 14 plate appearances, he has made it to first. He has an on-base percentage of .538. Right now, he's down 0-2 to Kobe Griffin. And the next pitch rides high and outside. And so Deming will see another pitch. Ball and 2 strikes now the count. Carter Deming has Alex Weaver standing on third with a well-hit leadoff triple to start off the bottom half of the second. Deming trying to avoid being punched out at the plate. 1-2 from Griffin. Swung on and hit high in the air to right field. Ball has some distance on it, and that is going to drop foul. Just barely foul. That was awfully close. To be quite honest with you, from where I saw this from the press box up here, I'm convinced that was fair, right on the chalk. But the home plate umpire has arguably the best view. You have to assume he's standing right on the base path. Deming thought he had an RBI double and more, but the count will hold at a ball and 2 strikes. So Weaver goes back to third, and Deming goes back to the batter's box, wondering what could have been. Ball and 2 strikes to count from Kobe Griffin on the mound. Griffin from the stretch takes a look at Weaver at third, and he pumps the 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 2 for Kobe Griffin in this start. Very unfortunate for Carter Deming, who made some solid contact on that foul ball. That's going to bring us now to the 9-hole hitter, Justin Kramer, with 1 out. And that man in Weaver still standing 90 feet away from home, waiting to tie this game up. First pitch to Kramer over the heart of the plate for strike 1. No balls and a strike to count here to Kramer, who comes into this at-bat with a .309 batting average. This is now game 26 for the Hardhats. This will be the 24th time in which he has taken to the batter's box. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. And now the count goes quickly to 0-2 in favor of Griffin on the mound. Kramer, all he needs is contact out of the infield. And Weaver will score from third. Here's the 0-2. Just missed low. Kramer might have gotten away with one there. And now the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. So second life here for Kramer. Sacrifice fly will tie this game up. Here comes the 1-2. Caught him looking. Strike 3 on the outside corner. And that's now the 3rd strikeout of this game for Kobe Griffin. Back-to-back batters. He is retired. 2 down with Weaver still standing on third, and that's going to bring up Cooper Bowman. And if Cooper Bowman doesn't get a base hit of any kind, this will be an unfortunate inning for the Hardhats, who got a leadoff triple from Alex Weaver and were not able to plate him. First pitch to Bowman, catches low and away for strike 1. No balls and a strike starting count. Bowman singled and came around to score the only run that the Hardhats have in this game. They trail 2-1 now with 2 outs and a man on third here in the bottom of the second to the Helena Senators. Here comes the 0-1 from Griffin. That misses low and away, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. So 1-1 the count here to Bowman, and should he safely get on the base path, Drake Messenger's on deck. He singled and was stranded at third. So twice the Hardhats have had somebody on third base. 1-1 is just fouled off. Ball and 2 strikes the count. Bowman went full extension trying to get that ball on the swing. Ball took a crazy late break. Ball and 2 strikes now the count. To Cooper Bowman. Weaver still standing on third. Kobe Griffin looking for his 3rd straight punch-out, 4th overall in this start. Here's the 1-2. Just missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. I will point out for those watching at home, that was strike 3 to Justin Kramer. So how that's ball 2 to Cooper Bowman, I can't really understand. Nonetheless, it's another pitch for Bowman now, 2-2 the count. And Griffin deals. Swung on and hit high in the air to left center field. Ball has some distance on it. Tracking is Eamon Byrne, and he makes the catch. Eamon Byrne had to cover a lot of distance to catch that ball, but he does, and it ends the inning for the Hardhats. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left 90 feet away from tying the game up on the base path. And at the end of 2 full innings, Helena maintains their 2-1 lead, and we go now to the top of the 3rd. Top of the 3rd now brings up the top of the order for the Senators. Ryan Arnson, who walked, Eamon Byrne, who struck out looking, and Colin Sassano, who reached on an error and came around to score. We'll be right back with the top of the 3rd and more here on the official web stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on Post22Live.com.
The Freedom Poet, and I want to tell you about two wonderful candidates for South Dakota legislature, Sean McPherson and Craig Eriks. I've known both of them for many years, and I trust them to be faithful champions of our precious Constitution. That includes how they defend our Bill of Rights. Faith, family, and freedom are very important to these men, and they cannot be bought or pressured to vote for anything that they think is harmful to individual freedom or our precious republic. Please vote June 7th in the Republican primary for Craig Eriks and Sean McPherson.
Paid for by Eriks for SD House and McPherson for House.
At Farm Bureau, when
two full innings in the books here at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium in Game 2 of the Veterans Classic for your Post-22 Hardhats. Statistically across the board for the Helena Senators from Montana, it's 2 runs on 2 hits with no errors in the field. For the Hardhats, it's 1 run on 3 hits with 1 blemish defensively. And again, that is through 2 full innings of play. Riley McSherry takes to the mound to face the top of the Helena order. Ryan Arnson, the first batter, his first pitch is swung on and hit high in the air to right center. Underneath it is Solano, punches the glove, makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 man up, 1 man down. And that will quickly bring up Eamon Byrne, who is 0 for 1. He struck out looking in his first plate appearance back at the top of the first, and that was a backwards K in the scorebook. McSherry with 2 Ks already, 1 of each kind. First pitch to Byrne, swung on and lined into right field, and that's going to drop just in front of Alex Weaver for a base hit. So Weaver crashes in and throws the ball into Deming at second. So 2 pitches, 1 man up, and now 1 man on the base path. And that's going to bring up Colin Sassano, who is 0 for 1. Last time he came to the plate, he reached on an error to Cooper Bowman and came around to score what is now the go-ahead run for the Senators. 1 man on, 1 man out here in the top of the third. Hardhats looking to keep this a 2-1 game. First pitch is swung on and hits a second. Deming tries to get the stop. Throw to first is in time. The way that he stopped the ball at least kept it in front of him. So the lead runner goes to second. That's Eamon Byrne. However, in the 4-3 fielder's choice, Colin Sassano is thrown out at first. So now 2 outs here in the top of the third for the Hardhats with a man in scoring position, and that's going to bring up Keenan Steve, who is the second of the only 2 strikeouts McSherry's thrown at the plate. Steve swung and missed on a 2-2 count. He was the second out of the top half of the first. First pitch from McSherry skips away from Paris, and it goes all the way to the backstop. And then some, actually to the on-deck circle for the Hardhats. So luckily, McSherry was covering home just in case there was a play at the plate. But that first pitch ball skips away, and that will advance Byrne to third. The only benefit of this scenario is that with 2 outs, a sacrifice fly can't score him. So a base hit needs to be accomplished here by Keenan Steve. He was already 0 for 1 with a strikeout. McSherry full windup now. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and hit high in the air to right field. Weaver's tracking. He goes all the way to the warning track, and he makes the catch. What an unbelievable catch by Alex Weaver on the run at the warning track. And that is going to retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on the base path 90 feet away from scoring for the Senators. 2.5 innings in the books, and this remains a 2-1 game. The Senators from Helena, Montana still have the lead. To the bottom half of the third we go. The Hardhats will see Drake Messenger, Zach Solano, and Matt Vickers due up. We'll be back with that and more in the bottom of the third here on the official web stream of Post-22 Hardhats Baseball here on Post22Live.com.
When we talk about protecting what matters most, we're not just talking about things with walls and things with wheels. We're talking about people, your family. Everything that's important to you is important to us. That's why our agents are ready to help protect your future and give you peace of mind today. Visit us online or just stop by to see how Farm Bureau agents make insurance simple.
Contact Jeff or Julie in Rapid City, South Dakota to see how they make insurance simple.
Rapid City Medical Center.
To the bottom half of the third inning we now go here at the Fitz. Hardhats have kept this a close game. 2-1 is the Helena lead. And now we go to Drake Messenger, Zach Solano, and Matt Vickers in the lineup. This is Mark Minetti, the voice of the Post-22 Hardhats, alongside you here in our press box at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium. Bringing you all the action from this entire weekend of the Veterans Classic and the entire season. Very happy to be with the Post-22 organization for his second year. Broadcasting on ESPN Radio Rapid City when we are on ESPN airwaves, and for the first time ever on Post22Live.com. First pitch to Drake Messenger, misses outside for ball 1. 1-0 the starting count to Messenger, who is 1 for 1 in this game. 2 for 2 on the day, both times singled. He drops the bunt down. Colby Griffin can't get the ball in his bare hand, and Drake Messenger is safe at first. He was bunting for a hit the entire way through. And the leadoff man is on 3 innings in a row for the Hardhats. That will be registered as an E1 as Griffin off the mound tried to barehand it and he bobbled it. So now Zach Solano has the tying run on first. He is the go-ahead run at the plate. 2-1 is the Helena lead. No outs, and his first pitch sails high and outside. 1-0 the starting count to Solano. Solano, in a very selfless act, sacrificed bunted 2 men over back in the bottom half of the first. One of those was Cooper Bowman, who came around to score the only hard hat run. Next pitch to Solano, a swung on and hit high in the air to left center field. Ball has some distance on it. Eamon Byrne, though, tracks a lot of ground there in left center, and he makes the catch. F8 in the scorebook for Solano. 1 man down for the Hardhats with Drake Messenger still standing on first. That's going to bring up Matt Vickers, who had an RBI ground out the last time he was up. A 3 unassisted play to first base. Vickers comes into this game with a .481 batting average. Already 0 for 1 tonight with an RBI. Check down to first, not there in time. Colby Griffin trying to keep the speedster and Messenger very close to first base. Messenger is the tying run. Vickers the go-ahead run. First pitch to Vickers misses outside on a curveball for ball 1. Vickers on Sunday was responsible for going yard. A 3-run walk-off home run to defeat the Premier West Cardinals in Game 4 of their series. Win the series 3-1 and the game 9-6. Next pitch to Vickers misses high and inside, buzzes the tower. 2 balls, no strikes the count. In the earlier game today, Matt Vickers went 1 for 4 with a 2-run RBI double, 2 flyouts, and a strikeout looking at the plate. So a lot of success for Vickers today. Here comes the 2-0. That rides low and inside, somehow catches the zone, though. 2 balls and a strike now, the count to Vickers. Vickers a very tall left-handed hitting first baseman. He can do it all. He can field, he can pitch, he can hit. 2-1, catches the exact same spot, low and inside, and catches the zone for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now, the count to Vickers. Colby Griffin has battled back from being behind 2-0 to even things at deuces. Drake Messenger still standing on first. Vickers awaits the next pitch from Griffin. Check down to first, though, before we get it, is not there in time. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count now to Vickers, with Eric Petrie patiently waiting on deck. Should a double play not end the inning. Next pitch to Vickers is swung on and hit right into center field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Everybody's going to advance 90 feet. Drake Messenger now in scoring position on second. Matt Vickers battles back to get a single. Now 1 for 2 in this game with an RBI. That's going to bring up Eric Petrie, who walked the last time he was up. Petrie has a chance to add to his very impressive RBI total of 21 with solid contact. Drake Messenger and his wheels standing on second. Matt Vickers on first. First pitch to Petrie. Misses low and away. Slider broke low and out. 1-0 starting count there to Petrie. Matt Vickers is not too shabby himself on the base path. He has plenty of speed as well. Drake Messenger was just born to run, though. And time is called. And they're going to issue a balk here. And that's going to advance both runners to scoring position. A very costly mistake here for the Helena Senators. A balk now moves Matt Vickers to second and Drake Messenger to third. So twice in as many appearances to the base path, Messenger is 90 feet away from scoring. Eric Petrie can give the Hardhats a lead with a base hit. 1-0, swung on and hit up the middle, and there is that base hit. Vickers, however, is going to be given the red light at third. Messenger will score, though. So it's a 1-out RBI single for Eric Petrie, and the Hardhats have squared this game up at 2 runs aside. Solid contact by Eric Petrie. No doubt in my mind Messenger was going to score. It was going to be interesting for Vickers, though, with Eamon Byrne crashing from center field. And Coach Messer, giving the signals out there, gave the stop sign to Vickers. So now it's men on the corners, and that's going to bring up the red-hot bat of Timmy Paris. 2-2's the score, still 1 out here in the bottom half of the third. Hardhats now looking for their first lead of the ballgame. First pitch to Paris from Griffin, rides high and away for ball 1. Paris struck out looking with men on the corners back in the bottom half of the first. So he is 0 for 1 in this immediate contest. Earlier today, Paris was the DH, and he went 1 for 4 with a single, also reached on an error, but was stranded at third in a bases-loaded scenario in the bottom of the 7th. Hardhats had a chance to walk off and ended up losing 8-6. Check down to first, not there in time. Petrie stays pretty close to the base path. Rather, to the base, on the base path. On third is Matt Vickers. On first is Petrie. 1 out, men on the corners for Timmy Paris. 1-0, rides up high. 2 balls and no strikes now the count to the Hardhats backstopper. Should a double play not end the inning, Alex Weaver is on deck, and he led off the bottom of the second with a scorching triple to right center field. However, despite his best efforts, he was stranded 90 feet away from tying the game up at the time of his hit. Now this game is tied. Messenger reached out an error and was knocked in by Eric Petrie. Quick conference between Carter Pappas, the catcher, Kobe Griffin, the pitcher. Now we go back to it. 2-0 the count to Paris. Men on the corners, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. We're all square at 2. Next pitch to Paris is swung on and hit in the hole between first and second and into right for a base hit. Vickers is going to score. Petrie will advance to second. It's a 1-out RBI single for Timmy Paris, and the Hardhats have their first lead of the entire day of baseball. 3-2 the score now over the Helena Senators. So back-to-back RBI singles for the Hardhats. Matt Vickers comes around to score for the second time on the day. And now that brings us to Alex Weaver with men on first and second. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the third. And the Hardhats are now rolling. Good offensive poise showed by the Hardhats here in this bottom half of the third inning. Still 1 out, men on first and second. First pitch to Weaver misses low and away for ball 1. Weaver took a 1-0 pitch the last time he was up and absolutely drilled it to right center. And he stretched that all the way into a triple. 1 ball, no strikes the count to Alex Weaver. And Kobe Griffin deals. That catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. So ball and a strike now the count here to Weaver. On first is Paris. On second is Petrie. Griffin from the stretch. 1-1. Runners go. Ball's thrown behind Weaver. Throw to third is not in time. So Petrie safe at third. And he may have aggravated that shoulder. Not too sure. He stumbled awfully awkwardly into the bag. He looks to be okay, though. He's trying to shake it off as best he can. Very interesting there as the pitch was thrown behind Weaver. You have to credit Carter Pappas, the catcher, because he was able to navigate the body of Weaver, make the catch, and still make a quality throw over to third. But to the credit of Petrie, he beat it out. So stolen base for both Petrie and Paris. 2 balls and a strike, the count now to Weaver, and his next pitch is hit foul. That goes third base side, and that evens things at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Carter Deming is on deck. He struck out swinging the last time he was up. On the day, Deming is 1 for 4. He singled in the earlier game today. And he patiently awaits to see what comes of Weaver's at-bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Griffin from the stretch deals to Weaver. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So that is strikeout number 4 for Griffin in this start. Now 2 down for the Hardhats. Still 2 men in scoring position. And that's going to bring up Carter Deming. The last time Deming was up and he struck out, he had Alex Weaver standing on third. And the first pitch that he sees catches the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Should Deming not be the last out of this inning, Justin Kramer's on deck, and he struck out looking the last time he was up. So 4 strikeouts for Kobe Griffin in this start. Next pitch to Deming rides high for ball 1, and that evens things at a ball and a strike. Should Deming be the final out, Riley McSherry will face Henry Bowers, the DH, Peyton Pappas, the left-handed hitting first baseman, and Jackson Tennis, the third baseman, in the top of the 4th for the Helena Senators. 1-0. That catches the zone for strike 2. And now Deming is behind, a ball and 2 strikes. Griffin with some solid velocity. He's seen a lot of work tonight in the 3 innings that he's pitched. Rather, 2 2/3 innings he's pitched. Ball and 2 strikes now to Deming. Griffin trying to end the inning. And the 1-2 catches him looking. Strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Carter Deming at the plate. Back-to-back strikeouts again for Colby Griffin. That's number 5 in this start. And that ends the bottom half of the third. Well, for the Hardhats, it's 2 runs on 3 hits. 1 blemish defensively for the Helena Senators. 2 men left on the base path, both of which were in scoring position. And at the end of 3 full innings of play, the Hardhats, for the first time all day, have a lead. 3-2 is the score over the Senators. To the top of the 4th we go, and McSherry will face Bowers, the DH, Pappas, the left-handed hitting first baseman, Peyton Pappas, that is, and Tennis, the third baseman. We'll be right back, folks, here on the official web stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball, here on Post22Live.com.
Honors tradition. Hi, I'm Jennifer Tricano, Chief Executive Officer. Owned by physicians, we love this community because it's our home. We coach Little League, are veterans of the armed forces, and send our kids to school with yours. 14 specialties in all, we've treated your family's healthcare needs since 1948. Like Post 22 Baseball, we set higher expectations for ourselves because that's what our legacy demands.
Three full innings in the books here at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium for the Post 22 Hardhats. They are playing in Game 2 of the Veterans Classic, sponsored this year by Camping World, annual tournament that the Hardhats put on here in Rapid City. Their second opponent, playing in their first game of this tournament, the Helena Senators from Montana. Statistically across the board through 3 innings of play, Helena has 2 runs on 3 hits with 1 error in the field. For the Post 22 Hardhats, it's 3 runs on 6 hits, 1 error defensively. Riley McSherry, back to it. Set to face Henry Bowers, the DH, who had an RBI single the last time he was up. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Check swing from Bowers. He didn't go, but it didn't matter. That ball was in the strike zone. No ifs, ands, or buts. So no balls and a strike. The count now to Henry Bowers. It's Bowers, Peyton Pappas, and Tennis due up in this top half of the 4th. 0-1 is swung on and hit to short. Bowman gets the stop and the scoop. Throw to first is in time. 6-3 in the scorebook. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 4th. Defensively for the Hardhats. And that's going to bring up Peyton Pappas, the left-handed hitting first baseman. Pappas walked the first time he was up. It didn't move anywhere past first base. Peyton Pappas comes in with a very impressive .340 batting average. McSherry gets his first sign of this at-bat from Paris, and it's swung on and hit to third. Kramer with the nice stop in the hot corner. Throw to first is in time. 3 pitches, 2 men up, 2 men down defensively for the Hardhats, 6-3 and 5-3. That's going to bring up Jackson Tennis, who is 1 for 1 with a single. This will technically be his 3rd appearance in the batter's box because back in the top of the 1st, he was at bat when there was a base running gaff by Henry Bowers back at third base. So that ended the inning and caused Tennis to lead off the next one. First pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Tennis. He ended up singling on an 0-1 pitch the last time he was up back at the top of the 2nd. We're now in the top of the 4th. 2 outs and the Hardhats trying to preserve their 3-2 lead. Next pitch catches the inside part of the plate for strike 2. And quickly Tennis is behind, no balls and 2 strikes. McSherry's looking for a hat trick of strikeouts in this game. Quickly ahead in this count. Full windup. He goes. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 3 strikeouts in the game for Riley McSherry, and that 3rd one ends the top half of the 4th. For the first time in this game, second time, it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Hardhats defensively, which means no runs, hits, errors, or anybody left on base. And at the end of 3.5, the home side Hardhats have preserved their 3-2 lead. And they'll look to expand upon it as they come to the bottom of the 4th. Justin Kramer leads off, and then we go back to the top of the order to Cooper Bowman and Drake Messenger. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 4th inning here on the official web stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball, here on Post22Live.com.
Call 342-3280 for an appointment.
When a business opportunity comes knocking at your door, you need an experienced banker who's open to helping you make the most of it.
I work closely with my clients to identify and maximize business growth opportunities. I'm Dan Shear from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I'm here to provide the resources and experience you need to get deals done.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
If you're a younger runner getting into running, you want a shoe that can do it all. You can train in, you can race in, it looks cool, has a lot of Under Armour attitude to it. That's the Bandit.
We call ourselves Bandits. That's the Under Armour way, right? It's how we design product. It's
Bottom half of the fourth inning now coming to us at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium. If you don't have any plans on June 27th, that's a Monday night, be sure to come to Rushmore Plaza Civic Center. Post 22 Hardhats have their fourth annual auction going on. And Teddy Leipold, my broadcasting partner, and myself are the MCs of the event. Why adults are trusting the two of us with microphones, I don't know, but Godspeed to both of us. Justin Kramer leads off the bottom half of the fourth, and the first pitch that he sees is high and outside for ball one. Kramer struck out looking the very first time he was up, so that statistically makes him 0 for 1 in this game. The next pitch misses high and away again. And how quickly he's ahead with some pitches to play with. 2 balls, no strikes. Justin Kramer, Cooper Bowman, and Drake Messenger due up here in the bottom half of the fourth. And the next pitch to Kramer catches the zone for strike 1. And now that brings the count to 2 balls and a strike. Kramer on the season bats .309. Not many 9-hole hitters that you'll see batting over 300. Next pitch to Kramer rides up high, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now the count to Kramer. Justin Kramer looking to get things started for the Hardhats here in the bottom of the fourth. And the 3-1 misses outside. That's ball 4. So it's a leadoff walk for Justin Kramer. He is on the base path with nobody out, and that's going to bring up Cooper Bowman, who is 1 for 2 in this game with a single and 1 of the 3 Hardhats runs scored. The leadoff man in each inning for the Hardhats, by the way, has made it to base. Bowman with a leadoff single, bottom of the first. Alex Weaver, leadoff triple, bottom of the second. Drake Messenger reached on an error to the pitcher in the bottom of the third, and now Justin Kramer with the leadoff walk here in the bottom of the fourth. Bowman tries to drop the bunt down, and he does. Griffin tries to field it, scoops it, but he's not going to get the throw off. Cooper Bowman with the bunt single is now 2 for 3 in this game. So now 2 men on the base path for the Hardhats. Justin Kramer in scoring position, Cooper Bowman on first, and that's going to bring up Drake Messenger, who's 1 for 2 with a single, reached on an error, and when he did reach on that error, he came around to score the tying run of the game for the Hardhats. So here comes his first pitch. He tries to drop the bunt down, and he does so third base side. Ball's fielded. No, they're saying that's a foul ball. Awfully close, and I think Coach Messer is going to come out and argue this one here. And I think he might have a case. The bunt was laid down the line, and it was still fair when it was fielded. But I think his complaints are going to fall on deaf ears, which is a shame to say, because I'm in Coach Masters' corner here, not because I'm on the Post 22 broadcast crew, because seriously, from the angle I have in the press box, Jackson Tennis from third fielded that ball when it was still in play. That should be a fair ball and bases loaded. But unfortunately, that's not the case. That's going to be strike 1 for Drake Messenger. So Messenger still has first and second with nobody out here. In the bottom half of the fourth, look to put the sacrifice on to advance both runners. Maybe he swings away. We have yet to see. Only 1 pitch has been thrown in his direction. We had a brief conference between the catcher and the pitcher in Pappas and Griffin, respectively. Next pitch misses high and away for ball 1. 1-1 the count. And an interesting defensive pattern here from the infield of the Senators, as shortstop went to cover third and third went to cover the bunt. Should it have been laid down? And it looks like we're going to get that again. Check down to second, gets thrown into center field. Kramer's going to turn on his jets. He's going to third. A fielding gaff gone wrong. Nobody covered second, and the ball was just thrown into the outfield. So everybody's going to advance on the error from the pitcher, Colby Griffin. So now the shortstop, Keenan Steve, responsible in that scenario for covering second, has a brief conference here with Colby Griffin on the mound. Griffin not too happy, and I don't blame him. Pitcher got left hung out to dry there. Ball and a strike, still the count to Messenger. Now he has 2 men in scoring position, so he can swing away to his heart's content. No need to sacrifice him over. Still no outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Messenger's next pitch is swung on and hit high in the air to right. There is a Bermuda Triangle of gentlemen looking for the ball, and that, I believe, is a foul ball. There was a 3-way collision, and the ball was in foul territory when the collision happened. So everybody will go back to their respective positions. Kramer to third, Bowman to second, and Messenger back to the batter's box, and he goes back with a 1-2 count. 3 gentlemen converged. Sassano at second, Peyton Pappas at first, and Ryan Arnson from right field. Nobody came up with it. Messenger with a second life. 2 men in scoring position. 1-2 is swung on, and it is chopped up the right side of the infield. Stops made by Peyton Pappas. Throw to first is in time. So it is a 3-1 RBI ground out for Drake Messenger as he knocks in Justin Kramer from third, and the Hardhats now have added more to their lead. 4-2 is their lead with 1 out, and now a man on third base here in the bottom half of the 4th, and that is going to bring up Zach Solano. Solano in this game 0 for 1 with a flyout and a sacrifice bunt. Earlier today, went 3 for 4 with 2 singles and a double. And the first pitch that he sees is inside for ball 1. Solano with a great day. Scored 2 runs in the game as well, and he will look at ball 2. So now quickly he is ahead of the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Solano has a chance to add to his team leading RBI total of 27. With a sacrifice fly, he can knock in the man at third, and that is Cooper Bowman. He fouls off his next pitch, so his count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Bowman standing on third with that bunt single that got him on the base path. Two balls and a strike the count. Next pitch to Solano. Catches the outside part of the plate. And they are saying that that was strike 3. I don't think Solano's noticed, though. Well, this is odd. 2-2 now to Solano. Misses low and away for ball 3. Ben, you're going to have to help me out here. I saw the umpire ring him up for strike 3, right? All right, Ben confirms that. Solano's still at the plate, and he's got a full count. And he fouls off his next pitch. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Because Solano fouled off his second pitch, and the umpire rung him up on the one after that. Yet Solano didn't even flinch. Payoff pitch. Swung on and hit to third. Stops made on the play by Tennis. Throw to first. Skips away from the first baseman. And Solano's safe at first, and Bowman's going to score. So now the Hardhats have a 5-2 lead. And Solano is safe at first base. So now Matt Vickers comes up with a man on first. And it looks like we're going to get a conference here from Dave Tennis, the head coach, with Colby Griffin and the catcher, Carter Pappas. They're going to charge that, by the way, as an E5. So Solano reaches on the error. And it looks like Colby Griffin is done in this start. We have a new hurler on the mound. He's been warming up for quite some time, and it looks to be Tristan Seegers. So we'll take a quick recess, get some statistics all lined up for Mr. Griffin and his start. And we'll be back in just a few moments here on the official live stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on Post22Live.com.
How we live our life here at Under Armour.
There's nothing more American than traveling around this great nation, enjoying the outdoors with your friends and family. Camping World is proud to have been here by your side for 50 years. With thousands of parts and accessories available, plus service at over 120 supercenters nationwide, plus an affordable RV for every budget. Camping World will proudly service you, the RV consumer, for another 50 years. Visit Camping World in Rapid City or shop campingworld.com today.
America, Taco John's has a question for you. When did it become bad to actually...
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. Come on. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentration.
For the Helena Senators. He takes over for Colby Griffin, who went 3 1/3 innings. 7 hits allowed, 5 runs, 4 of which were earned. 5 strikeouts to 2 walks. Did not hit any batters. So Seegers now comes out of the mound. And he comes in with 18 2/3 innings worked and a 4.83 ERA. 0-2 is his record. And now the first batter he faces is Matt Vickers, who is 1 for 2 with a single, a run scored, and an RBI groundout. Here comes his first pitch from Seegers. That rides high for ball 1. Seegers, a right-handed pitcher against the lefty Vickers. Vickers has a man on first. That's Zach Solano, and 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Solano goes. Next pitch is swung on and hit in the gap to left center. That ball's going to drop. That is a base hit. It's going all the way to the warning track. Solano all the way from first is rounding third. He is going to score. It's a 1-out RBI double for Matt Vickers, and the Hardhats now have a 6-2 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. What an incredible hit from Matt Vickers. The hit and run was in effect, and he scores. Zach Solano all the way from first base. And now Eric Petrie comes up looking to switch places with Matt Vickers, who stands on second with that RBI double. Petrie with an RBI already in this game. That was a single. He's 1 for 1. Has made it to the base path both times as he's also walked. He looks at a first pitch ball. 1-0 his starting count. Petrie now going up against Tristan Seegers. Next pitch to Petrie is fouled, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. By the way, we have to amend the statistic for Griffin with Solano scoring. That now gives him 6 runs. Still, only 4 of them are earned as Solano reached on an error. But 6 runs now, and he allowed it on 7 hits. So Petrie has a 1-1 count. Matt Vickers standing on second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Hardhats now have a 6-2 lead over the Senators. 3 runs plated in this inning. 1-1 thrown in the dirt. Block is made, however, by Carter Pappas. And the count now goes to 2 balls and a strike. On deck is Timmy Paris. He also has an RBI single under his belt. 1 for 2, though. He struck out looking his first time up. Tristan Seegers taking over in relief for Colby Griffin, who went 3 1/3 innings. Deals a 2-1 to Petrie. Swung on it, hit into the gap in a right center. That ball is going to drop. That's a base hit. It goes all the way to the wall. Vickers is going to score from second. Petrie is on his horse. He's rounding 2. He is going for 3. And he is in with an RBI triple. And the Hardhats now have a 7-2 lead. Eric Petrie absolutely clobbered that ball to right center. A big RBI triple for him. Matt Vickers scores from second, and now 7-2 is the Hardhats lead. So now Timmy Paris comes up with a chance to knock Petrie in for what would be his second ribby of the game. 1 for 2 again with that RBI single. He also struck out looking to end the bottom half of the 1st. First pitch Paris sees is in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Timmy Paris, who now has 20 RBI on the season. Petrie, by the way, with 2 in this game, now is 23. Next pitch to Paris. Misses low and away. Ball and a strike evens the count. Alex Weaver is on deck. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. The Hardhats have plated 4 runs. Now have a 7-2 lead. Here's a 1-1 to Paris. Swung on and missed. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. All of this, by the way, is coming with 1 out on the board. However, Seegers is 1 pitch away from making that 2 for his first K in relief. Timmy Paris at the plate. 1-2 is swung on and hit hard to second. Stop is made on the play by Sassano. Throw to first is in time. However, Eric Petrie scores from third on the play. So it's an RBI ground out for Timmy Paris, and the Hardhats now have an 8-2 lead with now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. So it's a 4-3 RBI ground out. Petrie scores from third. And now here comes Alex Weaver, who is 1 for 2 with a triple and a strikeout in this game. First pitch he sees is a swing and a miss. No balls and a strike to start a count to Weaver. Should Weaver safely get on the base path, Carter Deming is on deck. 0 for 2 with back-to-back strikeouts. One swinging, one looking, actually, in that order. 0-1, swung on and missed. The ball was dropped, but that doesn't really mean much. No balls, 2 strikes, quickly the count against Alex Weaver. Weaver came into this game with a .235 batting average, tripled in his very first plate appearance. Struck out the last time he was up. 0-2, swung on and chopped to second. Stop is made on the play by Sassano. Throw to first is in time, and that is going to do it. Well, the Hardhats, they have quite a field day here in this inning. For them, there were 5 runs on 3 hits with 2 Helena errors, and nobody left on the base path. And at the end of 4 full innings of play, the Hardhats have now expanded their lead. It's 8-2 going into the top of the 5th. We'll be right back, folks, as Riley McSherry will deal with 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Carter Pappas, Danny Burton, and then back to the top to Ryan Artson. We'll be right back here on the official web stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on Post22Live.com.
Enjoy breakfast. You know what I mean. Look at what you're eating. A thimble of yogurt? A bowl of twigs? Protein powder, for crying out loud? At Taco John's, it's no crime to feel like you didn't just eat. You had breakfast. We still serve the original and the best breakfast burritos this side of heaven. Hot, bold, and full of greatness. Breakfast shouldn't be a punishment. A TJ's breakfast burrito is your reward for waking up. Taco John's. Unwrap the original.
When a banker takes a hands-on approach,
Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about.
4 full innings in the book now, and the Post 22 Hardhats have seen their lead exponentially increase. 5 runs plated in the bottom half of the 4th. 8-2 is now the score. Statistically across the board, for the Senators from Helena, Montana, it's 2 runs on 3 hits with 3 errors in the field. For the Post 22 Hardhats, it's 8 runs on 9 hits with 1 blemish defensively. So 2 errors in that bottom half of the 4th. Riley McSherry comes out now to face Carter Pappas, and he will.
Let's go.
Carter Pappas 0 for 1, grounded into a double play.
Yeah.
5-4-3 back to the top of the second.
For those of you that want to know what we're all
McSherry
about.
back to it. 0-1, swung on and lined into left center field. Ball has some distance on it, and that drops, and it's going to roll for a base hit. The throw comes in, though. Bowman to second, and no! He is safe at second. So Carter Pappas with the double. Starts things off well for Helena. Leadoff double for the catcher, Carter Pappas. And that is going to bring up Danny Burton, the left fielder, left-handed hitting batter, who is 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field. First pitch from McSherry, swung on and fouled. That goes into the grandstand and out of play. No balls and a strike, the starting count to Burton. Pappas, Burton, and Arnson, the 3 gentlemen due up in this inning. Pappas led off with a double. Burton currently in an 0-1 count. McSherry from the stretch deals the 0-1. That's inside, and it skips away from Timmy Paris, so he goes to the backstop to locate it. And advancing to third is Carter Pappas on the pass ball. So Danny Burton has a 1-1 count. And now a man 90 feet away from helping the Helena Senators chip into this deficit. It stands at 8-2. The Hardhats with a monster lead over this club with 5 runs plated in that bottom of the 4th we just had. McSherry to the full windup now. Here's a 1-1. Rides high and inside. 2 balls and a strike now the count. McSherry has 3 strikeouts to 2 walks in this start. It's only his second start of the season, 9th appearance overall. 2-1. That's in there for strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes now, the count to Danny Burton, the left fielder. The second lefty in this lineup that McSherry's facing. Both of them come at the 6 and 9 hole positions on the order. 2 balls, 2 strikes. McSherry's looking for his 4th K. Man on third, nobody out, top of the 5th. 2-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. 1 man down, still that man on third to worry about. That's going to bring up Ryan Arntzen, the right fielder and leadoff hitter, who was 0 for 1 with a walk, a run scored, and a flyout. Huge punch out for McSherry at the plate. Here comes his first pitch to Arntzen. That's low and away, and Paris gets a big stop. 1-0 the starting count. Eamon Byrne patiently awaits on deck. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout looking. He was the first of 4 strikeout victims for McSherry. Here comes the 1-0 from McSherry. Buzzes the tower high and inside, and that goes to 2 balls and no strikes. So here comes the 2-0 as McSherry gets back to the rubber. On third, Carter Pappas. He doubled, and then a pass ball advanced him 90 feet away from home. 2-0 to Arntzen. Swung on and hit foul. And that will go into Rapid Creek and out of play. And the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Eamon Byrne is on deck. The center fielder struck out looking in his first plate appearance. That was the first strikeout out of 4 that McSherry's issued. Single the last time he was up, was stranded at third back in the top of the third. 2-1 from McSherry. Swung on, and that is hit foul. That will go into the grandstand. And the count quickly evens to 2-2. Nice battle going on here between McSherry and Arntzen. McSherry was behind 2-0, quickly 2 foul pitches. McSherry's looking for his 5th K in this game. Man still stands on third. McSherry agrees on a sign with Paris. 2-2. Caught him looking. Strike 3. K number 5 for McSherry in this start. 2 down, still with that man standing on third and Carter Pappas. That's going to bring up Eamon Byrne. First pitch to Byrne. It's in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike to count from McSherry to Byrne, who again is 1 for 2 with a strikeout looking and a single. And the last time he got on the base path, he made it all the way to third. Did not come around to score. Here's Carter Pappas on third with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. His 0-1 is over the heart of the plate for strike 2. And quickly, McSherry has the advantage with an 0-2 count on the mound. He struck out 2 batters in a row. He's looking for the trifecta, looking to strand Pappas 90 feet away from scoring for the Helena Senators. No balls, 2 strikes. McSherry full windup, deals low and away. And Pappas will have to see another pitch. Ball and 2 strikes now the count. Paris with a clutch block behind home plate. Rather a clutch catch, I should say. Ball and 2 strikes the count. McSherry, quick pitch. Swung on and hit to second. Deming gets the stop in the scoop. Throw to first in time, and that is going to do it. Riley McSherry and the Hardhats defense strand Carter Pappas 90 feet away from scoring, and the 4-3 groundout from Eamon Byrne ends the top half of the 5th. After 4.5 innings, rather the inning summary here at the top of the 5th, no runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left on the base path, and that was Carter Pappas on third. At the end of 4.5, the Hardhats still have their 8-2 lead intact. Look to keep adding to it further as we go to Carter Deming, Justin Kramer, and Cooper Bowman. We'll be right back, folks, here on the official web stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball, here on Post22Live.com.
Approach to understanding your business? Then you know you can count on them to give you a hand in reaching your goals.
I think the best way to know our business customers is by being their customer. I'm Kevin Dietz from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I go beyond the paperwork to understand the resources you need to get ahead.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
Honda knows you expect a lot from your car. But we wanted to give you even more. So we gave the Civic, the best-selling car in its class, even more horsepower.
To the bottom half of the 5th inning we go. Post 22 Hardhats have an 8-2 lead, and they look to keep adding to it. If my memory serves me correct, this is tournament play, so if the Hardhats played 2 more runs, this game could be over. I know for sure if they played 4 more, this game will be over. 8-2 is the score. Carter Deming, Justin Kramer, and Cooper Bowman due up for the Hardhats, going up against Tristan Seegers. And the first pitch to Deming misses outside for ball 1. Deming showed bunt, by the way, so let's keep an eye out on the corners of the infield here for the Helena Senators. At third base, Jackson Tennis starts to charge. The next pitch, as Deming shows bunt, is inside for strike 1. Deming in this game 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. Swinging the first time, looking the second time. Swings away the next time, and he gets under that pitch, and he hits it in the gap in left center field. Ball has some distance, and it goes all the way to the wall. Deming turns second. He is going to third, thinking triple. The throw is not in time. Carter Deming, where did that come from? It's a triple in the left center. And twice in this game, a Hardhat has touched 3 for his first hit of the ball game. Carter Deming with a leadoff triple here in the bottom half of the 5th. And that brings up Justin Kramer with the chance to knock him in. What a well-hit ball by Carter Deming. He got under it and just torched it. Here's the first pitch to Kramer. Misses low and away for ball 1. Kramer on this game 0 for 1, struck out, and walked. When he walked, he came around to score. He has Carter Deming standing on third base. Here comes the 1-0. That misses low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes the count. Tristan Seegers in relief of Colby Griffin has allowed 2 more runs to come across. A third threatening on third base. 2-0 to Kramer, misses low and away, but a nice block there behind home plate by Carter Pappas. Does not afford Deming the opportunity to take home. So now it's a 3-0 count to Kramer, 1 pitch away from his second free pass in as many at-bats to first. 3-0, misses low and inside, that's ball 4. So Justin Kramer walks for the second time in this game. That brings us back to the top of the order to Cooper Bowman, now with men on the corners and nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. And it looks like the head coach, Dave Tennis, is going to come out to the mound. Not too sure if we're going to have a pitching substitution or not. Or maybe this is just a conference for Seegers. And it looks like we will have a pitching change. So from center field, Eamon Byrne will come in. And coming into the field, Ryan Duvall will take over. So we'll take a quick recess, folks. When we come back, we will have some statistics on Mr. Seegers. We will have the 4-1-1 on Eamon Byrne on the mound. And we'll be right back in just a few moments with the next portion of the bottom half of the 5th inning. Cooper Bowman is up with men on the corners and a new pitcher to face. We'll be right back here on the official web stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on Post22Live.com.
More room than ever. And a stylish new exterior. Introducing the all-new Civic, the 2016 North American Car of the Year. Nothing compares to a Honda.
Where will you find Black Hills State University graduates? Everywhere, locally, nationally, and internationally. Black Hills State University is where community leaders are inspired, where future teachers are prepared, where global connections lead to business connections, and where underground research is changing the way we understand the universe. Visit bhsu.edu and enroll now at Black Hills State University, where you can earn your degree affordably and with campuses in Spearfish and Rapid City. Stay in the beautiful Black Hills. Where does your future begin? At Black Hills State University, where anything is possible.
Maintaining healthy eyes requires regular vision exams. Dr. Paula Sorensen at Envision Optical and Eye Care strives to provide quality vision solutions and exceptional customer service. She values the opportunity to build a lifelong friendly relationship with you and your family. Envision Optical and Eye Care on West Main, across from the
So Ryan Durval now takes over at center field. Eamon Burns now takes over on the mound. First pitch that he deals to Cooper Bowman is in there for strike one. 0-1 the starting count. Eamon Byrne has only pitched one full inning, does not have a record under his belt. He has an ERA of 0, 1 walk to 1 strikeout. Runner from first goes to second. Throw to second is not in time. It's a stolen base for Justin Kramer. And now, Cooper Bowman, on a 1-1 count now, with that next pitch being ball 1, has 2 men in scoring position. And a chance to really pile it on more for this Hardhats club. 5 runs were plated in the bottom of the 4th. Now in the bottom of the 5th, still yet to plate one, but 2 threatening to do so on the base path with nobody out. Bowman looks at ball 2 low and away. So 2 balls and a strike now the count from Eamon Byrne. Here comes the 2-1. Swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes now the count to Cooper Bowman. Drake Messenger is on deck. He is 1 for 3 with a single and an RBI. Here comes the 2-2. That goes low and away. Late break on that pitch. Bowman wanted to swing, but he held up. So the count now goes full for the Hardhat shortstop. 1 pitch and the bases will be loaded for Messenger. 1 pitch we could have our first out, or we could have some fireworks. 3-2, swung on and missed. Strike 3. So that is the first strikeout in relief for Eamon Byrne on the first batter that he sees. 1 man down, still those 2 in scoring position, and Kramer and Deming. And that's going to bring us to Drake Messenger. First pitch that he sees is low for ball 1. Messenger singled, was stranded at third, reached on an error, came around to score, and then was involved in a 3-1 RBI groundout. Here comes the 1-0. Breaking ball's in there for strike 1. And so the count evens at a ball and a strike. Zach Solano is on deck, yet to record a hit in this game. Sacrifice bunt, fly out, and then he reached on an error. Messenger's next pitch is swung on and hit in the left, and unable to make the diving catch was Danny Burton in left field. He falls, the ball goes all the way to the warning track. 1 run's going to score. Here comes a second run. Drake Messenger plates 2, and the Hardhats now have a 10-2 lead over the Helena Senators. So another costly mistake for the Senators in left field. That was Danny Burton, who tried to make the diving catch, and he couldn't. So now here comes Zach Solano. And the first pitch that he sees is strike 1. Solano still looking for his first hit of this ballgame. Here comes the 0-1 to Solano with Messenger standing on second. Next pitch is low, and it's blocked by Carter Pappas. The count evens to a ball and a strike. They're going to rule that a double. You thought on the dive maybe they'd charge an error, but they did not. 1-1. Skips away from Pappas. Does he get the throw to third? He does. And Messenger is out. So Messenger caught stealing. And now Solano has a 2-ball and 1 strike count with nobody on the base path now. Messenger pretty aggressive out there. We know he's got wheels. He's a very fast runner. But that time, Carter Pappas came up with a beautiful throw from home to third to get him out. Here comes the 2-1 to Solano. Next pitch misses high, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now the count. Should Solano not be the final out of this inning now that there's 2 in the inning? Matt Vickers is on deck. 2 for 3 with 2 RBI in this game. Solano fouls off his next pitch and the count goes full. RBI ground out, single, run scored. RBI double, run scored. Is Vickers across the board in the book. 3-2 from Byrne. Swung on, and it's chopped by both the third baseman and the shortstop in Jackson Tennis and Keenan Steef, respectively. It goes into left field, and that will be a base hit. So Zach Solano gets a 2-out single. He's now on first, and that's going to bring up Matt Vickers. Vickers added 2 RBI in this game, now with 26 on the year. 1 off of Zach Solano for the team lead. First pitch to Vickers is in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Vickers with a man on first, 2 outs. You're in the bottom of the 5th. Next pitch is swung on and hit high in the air to right field. Underneath it in right is Ryan Arnson, and Arnson makes the catch. And that will end the bottom half of the 5th. So for the Hardhats, they plate 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors. And 1 man left on the base path, not in scoring position. At the end of 5 full, the Hardhats now have a 10-2 lead over the Helena Senators with the top of the 6th inning now coming up. Riley McSherry still on the mound. He's looking to go the distance. He has Colin Sassano, Keenan Steve, and Henry Bowers, the DH, to deal with. We'll be right back, folks, here on the official web stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on Post22Live.com.
The guard camp.
Buying a home is a big decision. Choosing to work with a banker who'll help you through every step of the process is an easy one.
I work hard to help homebuyers find the mortgage that fits their lifestyle and needs. I'm Megan Baum from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your mortgage lender, I'm here to make you feel at home.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1309178.
This is Mark, the Freedom Poet, and I want to tell you about 2 wonderful candidates for South Dakota legislature, Sean McPherson and Craig Eriks. I've known both of them.
5 full innings in the books here at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium for the Post 22 Hardhats. They're playing in their 2nd game of the Veterans Classic. For the Helena Senators from Montana, they're playing in their 1st of this tournament. And through 5 full innings in the books, it's the Hardhats with a 10-2 lead. Statistically across the board, Helena 2 runs on 4 hits with 3 errors. The Hardhats 10 runs on 12 hits with only 1 blemish in the field. Riley McSherry back to it on the mound with Colin Sassano, Keenan Steve, and Henry Bowers due up in this inning. First pitch to Sassano was fouled third base side. Great hands from the head coach and third base coach, Dave Tennis, there with the barehanded grab. 0-1 the starting count to Sassano, who was 0 for 2, reached on an error, came around to score. That is the only hard-hat error of the game. 0-1 is swung on and fouled to the opposite side of the field now, and that goes into the grandstand. Quickly, Riley McSherry is ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. McSherry is looking for his 6th strikeout in this start. He's rung up 2 out of his last 3 batters. Next pitch is swung on and lined into center field. Solano diving, makes the catch. What a catch by Zach Solano. L8 in the scorebook. 1 up, 1 down defensively for the Hardhats. Here comes Keenan Steve. Keenan Steve is 0 for 2. He has the 2nd of 5 Riley McSherry strikeouts. And he flew out to Alex Weaver out and right. 1 man down, nobody on the base path here for Helena. Keenan Steve's first pitch from Riley McSherry misses low and inside for ball 1. Henry Bowers, the DH, is on deck, and that rounds out the 3 gentlemen due up in this inning. Bowers 1 for 2 with an RBI single. We still have to wait to get to him, though. 1-0 to Steve. Catches the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Ball and a strike now the count here to Steve. Nobody's on the base path. Hardhats trying to protect a 10-2 lead. 1-1. Rides high and inside. 2 balls and a strike now the count. Riley McSherry looking to go the distance in this game. This is the top of the 6th inning. And the Hardhats have a 10-2 lead. Look to keep it that way. Here comes the 2-1. Misses low and away. 3 balls and a strike now the count. McSherry's put in a good body of work in this start. 5 strikeouts to 2 walks. 2 of his strikeouts by virtue of the backwards K. Meant that the batter was caught looking. 3-1 to Steve. Misses behind him for ball 4. So McSherry now deals his 3rd walk in this start. There's a man on first with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. And that will bring us to Henry Bowers, who has an RBI single in this game, 1 for 2. Double play ball is in effect to end the inning. So let's see what McSherry has for the lefty and Bowers. First pitch is a swing and a miss. No balls and a strike to count. And it's actually not Henry Bowers. That is Ryan Durval. Ryan Durval, excuse me. Pinch hitting for Bowers as he came into the field with the defensive substitution in the last inning. He is the center fielder for this Helena club. And he looks at ball one now. His count is now even at a ball and a strike. Durval has Steve on first. One out here in the top of the sixth. Hardhats have a 10-2 lead. McSherry gives Steve a look, checks down, but it's not in time. Peyton Pappas, another left-handed hitter, is on deck. So McSherry's going to face back-to-back lefties for the first time in this game. Here comes the 1-1. Swung on and ripped foul. That goes out of play, third base side. Ball and 2 strikes to count. Durval a little late on that pitch. McSherry's looking for a 6th punch out. 1 pitch away from accomplishing that task. Gives a look to Steve at first. Here's the 1-2. Just missed up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count. So McSherry still battling here with Durval at the plate. Agrees on a sign with Timmy Paris. Gives Steve a look at first. Here is the 2-2. Swung on and hit to second. Deming gets the stop. 4-6. And they won't get the double play. It's a 4-6 fielder's choice. Cooper Bowman, however, is down on the play at second. And he does not look good. Hopefully just a stinger. He's starting to walk it off now. It's hopefully just a stinger, but I believe he was slid into by Steve going to second. So it is a 4-6 fielder's choice. And Durval gets to first. So now there's 2 outs here in the top of the 6th with a man on first, and that's going to bring up Peyton Pappas, the left-handed hitting first baseman. And again, Bowman's just trying to walk this one off, this little stinger here. At least we're hoping it's a stinger. He went down, though, pretty hard and writhed for a bit, so that made me believe at first that it was something pretty serious. But it looks like he's okay. He's going to shake it off, and we're going to get right back to playing. So Pappas comes out, the left-handed hitting first baseman for the Helena Senators. 0 for 1 in this game, walked and grounded out to third. First pitch, catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. No balls and a strike, his starting count, with Durval on first. That fielder's choice, he reached safely. They tried to turn the 4-6-3 double play. It would be double play number 2 of this game if that was the case. No balls and a strike from McSherry. And he deals. Swung on and missed, strike 2. And now McSherry's 1 pitch away yet again from his 6th strikeout. Should he be the final out, the Hardhats will go with Eric Petrie, Timmy Paris, and Alex Weaver in the bottom half of the 6th. No balls, 2 strikes the count from McSherry to Pappas. Gets a sign he likes from Paris. Here's the 0-2. Just missed high and away. Ball and 2 strikes the count. Sherry once again thought he had his 6th strikeout, but again he's going to have to try and throw another pitch to see if he can earn it. Durval takes his lead on first. 2 outs. Here's the 1-2. Rides inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes now the count to Peyton Pappas. Should Pappas safely get on the base path, Jackson Tennis, the third baseman's on deck. He is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. McSherry tries to get his sign from Paris. Agrees on 1. 2-2 from McSherry. Caught him looking. Strike 3. And that is now strikeout number 6 for Riley McSherry. For Helena, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on the base path. And at the end of 5.5 innings of play, the Post 22 Hardhats are 2 runs away from ending it. Their final 3 offensive outs potentially of this game coming up. Due up, Eric Petrie, Timmy Paris, and Alex Weaver. We'll be right back here on the official web stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on Post22Live.com with the bottom half of the 6th.
Them for many years, and I trust them to be faithful champions of our precious Constitution. That includes how they defend our Bill of Rights. Faith, family, and freedom are very important to these men, and they cannot be bought or pressured to vote for anything that they think is harmful to individual freedom or our precious republic. Please vote June 7th in the Republican primary for Craig Ericks and Sean McPherson.
Paid for by Ericks for SD House and McPherson for House.
At Farm Bureau, when we talk
To the bottom half of the 6th inning, we now go here at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium. Post 22 Hardhats have a 10-2 lead coming into what could possibly be their final offensive sequence of the game, with Eric Petrie, Timmy Paris, and Alex Weaver due up. I say that it could be the final sequence for 2 reasons. If the Hardhats score 2 runs in this inning, the game is over, and they will take a 12-2 win at that point, or more, depending on if there is a multi-home run hit. Over the Helena Senators, they will go to 1-1 here in the Veteran Classic. Should the Hardhats not plate 2 runs in this inning, then they have 3 defensive outs to get to secure the win in the top of the 7th. First pitch to Eric Petrie. Misses low for ball 1 from Eamon Byrne. Petrie is 2 for 2 with an RBI single and an RBI triple, also a walk. And the next pitch is in there for strike 1. So a ball and a strike now, the count to Petrie. Here comes the 1-1 from Byrne. Swung on and turned. That is just foul. Petrie turned on that one to left field. Just goes foul, and now a ball and 2 strikes is his count. Eric Petrie, Timmy Paris, Alex Weaver due up in this inning. Petrie 2 for 2 with an RBI single, an RBI triple, and a walk. Also as a run scored. Timmy Paris is 1 for 3 with an RBI single, an RBI ground out, and a strikeout. 1-2 to Petrie. Swung on and hit high in the air to right field. Underneath it is Ryan Arnson, and he makes the catch. F9 in the scorebook, 1 up, 1 down offensively for the Hardhats. And now Timmy Paris in that 1 for 3 stat line are now up to the plate. Timmy Paris, back-to-back hits in which he's recorded an RBI. Bottom of the 3rd, he singled. Bottom of the 4th, he grounded out to second. That knocked in Eric Petrie when he was on third base with that RBI triple. First pitch to Paris, in there for strike 1. Alex Weaver on deck rounds out the 3 gentlemen due up. Petrie flew out to his defensive position when he is playing in right field. 0-1 to Paris. Swung on and hit right up the middle, and by a diving second baseman, Colin Sassano, and into right center field for a base hit. So Timmy Paris now 2 for 4 on the day with 2 singles. He is on the base path with 1 out, and that's going to bring up Alex Weaver. Weaver is 1 for 3 in this game. The very first at-bat of the game he had was also his first hit of the game, and he tripled to right center field, destroyed the ball. Check down to first, not there in time. Paris is safe. Weaver is yet to see a pitch. Since that triple, though, Weaver has struck out and he's grounded out to second. First pitch to Weaver, misses low and inside, and that will go for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Weaver with Timmy Paris on first and 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th. Quite possibly the final offensive outs of the game for the Hardhats. Here comes the 1-0. Swung on and weakly chopped up the middle of the infield. Stop is made on the play by Sassano, and the throw to first is in time. So it's a 4-3 fielder's choice as Timmy Paris takes advantage of second base. However, 2 down now for the Hardhats, with Paris in scoring position, and that brings us to Carter Deming, who is 1 for 3 as well. 2 strikeouts under his belt. However, the last time he was up, he unleashed a triple to left center field. Eventually came around to score. That was back in the bottom half of the 5th. He led off with that triple. So let's see if Deming can replicate that success. He looks at a first pitch strike and goes down to the count 0-1. Deming with Timmy Paris on second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Hardhats have a 10-2 lead. Here comes the 0-1 from Byrne on the mound. Swung on and popped high in the air. And that goes to shallow right center field. Underneath it's Asano, and he can't make the catch. And Paris is going to score all the way from second. So it is an E4. Deming is on the base path, and the Hardhats now have an 11-2 lead. A costly error for Timmy Paris to score on. Still 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Justin Kramer with Deming on first. The 4th error in this ballgame for Montana and the Helena Senators. First pitch to Kramer is up high for ball 1. Kramer in this game is 0 for 1. He's walked in back-to-back at-bats, and both times he's walked, he's come around to score. Check down to first, not there in time, and Deming is safe. So, Eamon Byrne trying to keep him as close to the base path as possible. Next pitch is swung on and hit high in the air. That's in foul territory behind home plate. And the catch is made on the play by Carter Pappas, and that is going to do it. Well, the Hardhats plate 1 run on 1 hit with 1 defensive error for the Helena Senators and 1 man left on the base path, and that was Carter Deming on first. 6 full innings in the books. The Hardhats now have an 11-2 lead over the Senators, 3 outs away from punching in their first win of the Veterans Classic Tournament. We'll be right back, folks, with the top of the 7th. Riley McSherry trying to finish this one and go the distance. He will face 7, 8, and 9 in the order. Jackson Tennis, Carter Pappas, and Danny Burton. We'll be right back, folks, here on the official web stream of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on Post22Live.com.
Talk about protecting what matters most. We're not just talking about things with walls and things with wheels. We're talking about people, your family. Everything that's important to you is important to us. That's why our agents are ready to help protect your future and give you peace of mind today. Visit us online or just stop by to see how Farm Bureau agents make insurance simple.
Contact Jeff or Julie in Rapid City, South Dakota to see how they make insurance simple.
Rapid City Medical Center honors tradition. Hi, I'm Jennifer Tricano, Chief Executive Officer. Owned by physicians, we love this community because it's our home. We coach Little League, are veterans of the armed forces, and send our kids to school with yours.
6 full innings in the books, and the Post-22 Hardhats have an 11-2 lead that they carry here into the top of the 7th and final inning of regulation in this contest. Statistically across the board, for the Helena Senators from Montana, it's 2 runs on 4 hits with 4 errors defensively. That 4 on the end of the scoreboard, a huge factor in this ballgame. For the Hardhats, it's 11 runs on 13 hits, only 1 blemish in the field. And that error came back in the top of the first. To the third batter, the Hardhats have been clean ever since. Riley McSherry deals a first pitch swing and a miss strike to Jackson Tennis, the third baseman, who leads off the top half of the 7th. Tennis, Carter Pappas, and Burton due up for McSherry to face. Tennis 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. 0-1, swung on and missed again, strike 2. And quickly he is behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Riley McSherry with 6 strikeouts in relief. If he punches out Tennis here, this will be the 3rd instance of this game in which he's recorded back-to-back strikeouts for back-to-back batters faced. Here comes the 0-2 on the quick pitch. Caught him looking, strike 3. Strikeout number 7 for Riley McSherry. 1 up, 1 down defensively for the Hardhats. They are 2 outs away from their first win of this tournament, and that's going to bring up Carter Pappas, the catcher. Pappas is 1 for 2, doubled, was stranded at third, and prior to that, grounded out into a 5-4-3 double play. First pitch, swung on and missed. No balls and a strike to starting count here for Carter Pappas. On deck is Danny Burton. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Riley McSherry with an 0-1 count over Pappas. Deals the pitch, and that misses low and away. The count evens at a ball and a strike. First pitch of this inning that McSherry is throwing a ball. Followed up with 4 straight strikeouts. 4 straight strikes, excuse me. Here comes the 1-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Not many batters on this lineup have been able to catch up with the fastball of McSherry. Only 4 hits in this ballgame. 3 of which were singles. Time was called by Pappas. Now he steps back in the box. Looks like we're ready to go. Full windup for McSherry. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 3 consecutive batters in which McSherry has dealt a strikeout. That is number 8 on the game. 2 up, 2 down defensively for the Hardhats, and quite possibly the final out of the ball game. Danny Burton now up to the plate. Left-handed hitting left fielder for the Helena Senators. So here comes the first pitch to Burton, and that misses high and outside for ball 1. 1-0 the starting count here for Burton, who's 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout swinging. He was strikeout number 4 of 8 that McSherry has issued. 1-0, misses up high, 2 balls, no strikes to count. 11-2 is the Hardhats lead. They've kept it that way for the first 2 batters they faced in this top of the 7th. Looking to make it a done deal win with this last batter. 2-0 misses low. 3 balls and no strikes to count now for Danny Burton. 1 pitch away from what would only be the 4th free pass of this ball game for McSherry. Here comes the 3-0. That misses away, ball 4. So it's a 4-pitch walk that sends Danny Burton to first. Now a man is on, still with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, and now quite possibly the final batter, Ryan Arntzen, the right fielder. Arntzen is 0 for 2 with a walk, a run scored, a fly out, and a strikeout in this game. Should he safely get on the base path, Eamon Byrne, the center fielder turned pitcher, is on deck 1 for 3 with a single and a strikeout. McSherry deals a first pitch strike to Arntzen. No balls and a strike to starting count. McSherry's looking to end this ball game. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. The Hardhats have a 9-run lead. Here comes the 0-1. That misses low, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. No action in the Hardhats bullpen either, so unless things really, really get out of hand, Riley McSherry is going the distance in this ball game. The last time he had a start, he went the complete game, got the win. He's looking to replicate that here. 1-1, misses low and away. 2 balls and a strike, now the count. Ryan Arntzen at the plate here for the Helena Senators. Eamon Byrne, the pitcher, is on deck. He started off the game at center field and came in to relieve the first reliever, Tristan Seegers. Quick conference on the mound between Timmy Paris and Riley McSherry, and it looks like we're going to get right back to it in just a few moments. 2 balls and a strike to count to Arntzen from McSherry. Looking to just end this ball game. McSherry checks the man at first, and Danny Burton. And he deals a 2-1. Swung on and weakly hit to first. Matt Vickers gets the stop, but he bobbles it. And safe at first is Arntzen. The second error of the ball game on the Hardhats. That will for sure be an E3 in the book. And so what could have been an end to this game on a routine 3 unassisted now sees the game perpetuated an extra batter. That is going to bring up Eamon Byrne, the pitcher, with men on first and second and 2 outs. First pitch from McSherry. Misses low for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Byrne here. It was 1 for 3 with a strikeout, a single, and a ground out to second in that order. Top of the first, third, and fifth innings, respectively. Men on first and second, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Here's a 1-0. That misses up high. 2 balls and no strikes now to Byrne. Should he not be the final out of this ballgame, Colin Sassano, the second baseman's on deck. He's 0 for 3. He reached on an error, came around to score when he reached, was retired 2 at-bats in a row with a 4-3 ground out and a line out to center field. Zach Solano making a terrific diving catch. 2-0 from McSherry to Byrne. That off-speed pitch just misses the outside corner. 3 balls and no strikes to count. McSherry looking for his first strike in this count. And there it is. To be honest, the exact same spot as the last pitch, but it's neither here nor there at this point. 3 balls and 1 strike now the count from McSherry to Eamon Byrne. pitching matchup with McSherry on the mound and Byrne, the batter, who's the pitcher in the field for Helena. Next pitch, catches his own for strike 2. And McSherry has battled back from down 3-0 to a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. McSherry's 1 pitch away from his 9th K and from the end of this ball game. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swung on and hit high in the air to the right side of the infield. Matt Vickers is underneath it, and this time he makes no mistake with that ball. He makes the catch, and that will end the ball game. 6.5 innings of regulation is all it took, and the post-22 Hardhats take an 11-2 win over the Helena Senators from Montana. They get their first win of the tournament and now improve to 1-1. Helena starts off the tournament 0-1. So statistically across the board, after 6.5 innings of regulation play for the Helena Senators, it was 2 runs on 4 hits with 4 errors in the field. For the post-22 Hardhats, it was 11 runs on 13 hits, 2 blemishes defensively. The Hardhats rebounded from their earlier loss, 8-6 the score to Sioux Falls East. Sioux Falls East currently 2-0 in this tournament. So we'll see how the rest of it plays out with the next games coming tomorrow night. Quick commercial break, folks. We'll be right back here on the official web stream of Post-22 Hardhats Baseball here on Post22Live.com. The Hardhats take an 11-2.
We've treated your family's healthcare needs since 1948. Like Post-22 Baseball, we set higher expectations for ourselves because that's what our legacy demands. Call 342-3280 for an appointment.
When a business opportunity comes knocking at your door, you need an experienced banker who's open to helping you make the most of it.
I work closely with my clients to identify and maximize business growth opportunities. I'm Dan Shear from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I'm here to provide the resources and experience you need to get deals done.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
If you're a younger runner getting into running, you want a shoe that can do it all. You can train in, you can race in, it looks cool, has a lot of Under Armour attitude to it. That's the Bandit.
We call ourselves Bandits. That's the Under Armour way, right? It's how we design product. It's how we live our life here at Under Armour.
There's nothing more American than traveling around this great nation, enjoying the outdoors with your friends and family. Camping World is proud to have been here by your side for 50 years. With thousands of parts and accessories available, plus service at over 120 supercenters nationwide, plus an affordable RV for every budget. Camping World will proudly service you, the RV consumer, for another 50 years. Visit Camping World in Rapid City or shop campingworld.com today.
America, Taco John's has a question for you. When did it become bad to actually enjoy breakfast? You know what I mean. Look at what you're eating. A thimble of yogurt? A bowl of twigs? Protein powder, for crying out loud? At Taco John's, it's no crime to feel like you didn't just eat. You had breakfast. We still serve the original and the best breakfast burritos this side of heaven. Hot, bold, and full of greatness. Breakfast shouldn't be a punishment. A TJ's breakfast burrito is your reward for waking up. Taco John's. Unwrap the original.
When a banker takes a hands-on approach to understanding your business, then you know you can count on them to give you a hand in reaching your goals.
I think the best way to know our business customers is by being their customer. I'm Kevin Dietz from Security First Bank in Rapid City. As your business banker, I go beyond the paperwork to understand the resources you need to get ahead.
Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
Honda knows you expect a lot from your car.
Another regulation game for the Hardhats is in the books. 6.5 innings of regulation is all that was needed for the home side as they won their first game in the Veterans Classic Tournament in their second game played in the entire event. Statistically across the board, after 6.5 innings of regulation for the Helena Senators from Montana, it was 2 runs on 4 hits with 4 errors in the field. For the post-22 Hardhats, it was 11 runs on 13 hits with 2 blemishes defensively. Thanks so much for sticking around with us all day long here, fans. It's been a busy day of baseball. It's been a busy weekend, and it's going to get even busier with more games coming up as the weekend progresses. Mark Benetti, the voice of the Post-22 Hardhats, alongside you in the broadcast booth, bringing you your post-game show and statistical recap, which sees your Hardhats win their second in the last 4 games. And this one comes 11-2. The final score after 6.5 innings of play. Tomorrow night, the Hardhats will only play in one game. They will play against the team from Mandan, North Dakota. Mandan's going to play in a doubleheader playing against both Rapid City clubs. They will take on the Expos in the first game, and they will take on the Hardhats tomorrow night at 7. So let's break down the entire game for you as it progressed. Montana led off with a 2-0 lead before we got to the bottom half of the first. The leadoff man was walked and came around to score, and then the third 3-hole hitter, and Colin Sassano reached on an error. He came around to score. The Hardhats at that time had 5 errors in the day coming into the bottom half of the first inning. All 5 runners that reached base on error came around to score within both games. 4 of them against Sioux Falls East, 1 of them against the Helena Senators. Bottom half of the first inning, though, Cooper Bowman leads off with a single, and he comes around to score thanks to an RBI groundout from Matt Vickers. So the Hardhats cut the deficit in half, and then the bottom of the third inning came around, and they did not look back. An RBI single from Eric Petrie, followed by another RBI single by Timmy Paris, gave the Hardhats a 3-2 lead. And then the bottom of the fourth, relying on that big inning as they always do, is what allowed this team to take off. 5 runs on 3 hits with 2 errors in the field. One of them was a throwing error, trying to catch stealing. And then the other one was an E5 that put Zach Solano on the base path. So good things happening from this Hardhats club. They took advantage of a lot of errors from this Montana club. 5 runs in that inning. And then Riley McSherry was just, as always, spectacular on the mound. He went to complete distance, 7 innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of which was earned. 8 strikeouts to 4 walks. So now McSherry against Cody Carlson for the strikeout lead. He's still behind. McSherry with 8 strikeouts is now at 37. He's 2 behind Cody Carlson. So we'll see just exactly how that feud continues in the dugout between both of those gentlemen. Final score again, 11-2. The Hardhats take the win statistically across the board. Helena Senators, 2 runs on 4 hits with 4 errors. The Hardhats, 11 runs on 13 hits and 2 errors in the field. Teddy's not here, but that doesn't mean we're not going to give out Teddy's MVP of the game, and I have to give this one to Riley McSherry for, again, just another gem of a performance. This was only his second start of the season. Both times he's had a start, not only has he come out with the win, but he has gone the full 7 innings of play. And this one, just again, another gem, 8 strikeouts to 4 walks. He was dynamite on the mound. Of his strikeouts, exactly half of them were by virtue of window shopping at the plate. So many people in this lineup for Helena could not pick up where the ball was going. He had full command of the zone in this game and rarely made an error on the mound. Again, 4 walks. Only 1 of them was a 4-pitch walk. Other ones, the batter had to work for with some patience. But McSherry, credit to him, he is Teddy's MVP even though Teddy's not here. McSherry gets the MVP win there. For me, I have 2 stats to point out as my stats of the day. The first one, there were 6 RBI combined between the 4 through 6 hitters in the order. Matt Vickers had 2 ribbies, as did both Eric Petrie and Timmy Paris. 2 for each of those 3 gentlemen. But more importantly, the leadoff man did the damage in the game for the Hardhats. The leadoff man went 3 out of 5, had 4 of the 11 runs scored. 2 triples hit by the leadoff batter. 1 of them reached on an error. The other one walked. So great showing all around by the Hardhats. They really rebounded from their earlier loss against Sioux Falls East. 8-6 was the final score of that game. The Hardhats taking their anger out on the Helena Senators. Final score, again, 11-2. One more time for you statistically across the board. After 6.5 innings of regulation play, Helena 2 runs on 4 hits with 4 blemishes in the field, and the Hardhats 11 runs on 13 hits with 2 defensive errors. That will do it for our broadcast tonight, folks. We will see you tomorrow night on both ESPN Radio Rapid City and on Post22Live.com. 7 o'clock is start time. I will most likely be on shortly just before that as we set the table for the Hardhats taking on the team that has traveled all the way from Mandan, North Dakota. Until tomorrow, folks, this is Mark Benetti, the voice of the Post-22 Hardhats, saying so long, and we will see you tomorrow night.
Yeah.